hello there. Good afternoon. Hi. Hello. What's going on, Fruitist Mango? Hello, Noro the cat. We got Akin Noir. We got Ella. Hello to Lucy Cheese, Atlantis Portal as well. Rinsky, we got May Ashes, Itchy Wolf, Itchy Wolf, Icy Hot Wolf. I just took in a lot of the letters at the exact same time there, but very funny. And an Ollie Raid, my boy, my sweet prince. I definitely just pressed my, I feel like I'm him. That's usually the Ollie style of welcome. Jesus Christ, that is a loud applause, isn't it? But welcome, everybody. Hope you're doing good. But does Daggerheart have horse girls, though? You know what? I've read through the entirety of... Well, I say the entirety. The vast majority of this book. And I don't know whether it does. I feel like there was a portion where it had people that was sort of part animal, part human. Because I'm pretty sure it had some really detailed like sketches of their like kind of like the way that their bodies can bend and move and stuff. Let's have a quick look. So the thing is I read this book mostly at the beginning of the summer holidays, and since then I feel like I've lived about 3 lifetimes, just because when you've got kids and it's the summer, it is a long old road. So I feel like a lot has happened since then. I feel like it's in this initial area here. I know that there's like dragon type people, there's like frog type people, there's Katari, there's Ribbit, there's Simia, which are more kind of like apes. You've got people that are like mixed ancestry and stuff like that as well. But yeah, is it just me or is it very quiet? It might be a bit quiet, only because my setup is a little bit different today. Let me do this. Let's have a look. If I press this one here, in fact, I can just boost it inside of here, actually. Let me boost it in OBS. Filters, add, gain. Let me crank it up by about 6 decibels. Does that look better? Or do you want it to go a teensy bit higher? I feel like that's normally where we're at with our audio, is about this area here. Yeah, there we go. Might be better. Cool. So let me just quickly explain what's happening today. So Daggerheart, if you're unaware, is a tabletop roleplay system which comes from the team at Critical Role. There's a bunch of them that have worked on it together. It's not just the 8 founders that you're aware of. There are a bunch of other people that have been working on it, particularly Spencer, who is one of the sort of the heads of it, who isn't a player in the Crit Role campaigns or anything like that. And basically they have released Daggerheart, which is a more sort of like improv and narrative driven tabletop RPG. So it still has lots of dice rolls, it still has a lot of exploration, loot, gold, fights, battles, all of it, but there is just a lot more room for everything, honestly. Like, rather than getting bogged down in the mechanics, it feels like it's a slightly streamlined system but actually opens up a load of really fun stuff. And for context, we are going to be playing the Quick Start adventure, which is provided by Daggerheart themselves. So there is a full, basically one-shot available there to play through, and that's what we would like to do. But before we get there, we need to make characters, which is what we're going to do today. So we're going to make characters. We're going to go through some of the rules as we're making these characters to figure out what, where, when, and why, and how. And then sometime, I would imagine within the next week, we will actually play the Quick Start adventure. And we'll go from there. So if anybody is super familiar with Daggerheart, please help us out. I'm going to be GMing it, and I've never GM'd anything, so that's a bit intense. But you've got myself as the GM, we've got Ren Diggity Dog, we've got Cherri, we've got Gracie, who plays a ton of D&D, and we have Owen as well, because Owen was like, hey, if you're doing Daggerheart, can I please play, because I never get to play, I'm always the GM. And I was like, absolutely. So yeah, basically that's how it's going to go. So I've never basically I've played as much D&D as you've seen, chat. Those 2 sessions that I did on the 2 sessions that I did over on the High Rollers channel, that is all my D&D experience. So why I think I could just jump into Daggerheart and GM it, I've no idea, but we'll see how it goes. It might be terrible, or it's just the beginning of something fun. You know what I mean? So if I've done everything correctly, we should be able to see everybody when I go over to this next scene. So let me just move a couple of windows around, and we'll go over and say hello to everyone I'm going to get rid of... Oh, actually, if I get rid of that, that might break everything. So I'm going to minimize that so I don't use it. I might even open a tab on that one and minimize it. There we go. And then I think I should be able to go over to this call now and say hello to everyone. So should we give this a go?
Ruffle stomp.
Oh, there we go. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, gosh.
Hello, fellow nerds.
I think we've got Gracie. Gracie looks like she's having a battle right now. She's showing off her many dice. So my dice, I've just got the dice that came with like the collector's edition. So you get these nice like sparkly purple ones. Ooh, I don't even know how I'm going to hold these up to the camera. That's not working. How do I do this? I'll put them in the bowl. I've got a dice rolling bowl. Oh,
that's a big D20.
All over the table.
Wow.
All over the table.
That's awesome. Yeah, how big are your D20s, dude?
Well, that's a big question to ask. Come on now. Oh gosh. So yeah. So basically, oh wait, what?
Hello.
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 It's Gracie.
Hello.
Hello, Gracie.
Hello.
For context, chat, I accidentally put the E in the wrong place in Gracie's name as I was making the overlays.
Gracie.
Forever known as
Gracie is here.
Yeah.
That feels like a
That's
good
me.
character name.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, this
I
is
think-
how we're going.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think your character name is locked in. It's Gracie.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually
Gracie.
have a
Gracie.
character name that I've.
Yeah, Gracie.
Yeah, it was. It was
Yeah,
something else. Now it's
it's
Gracie.
Gracie.
Oh no.
You're so right. You're so right. That's on me.
Sounds like an
That's on
orc,
me.
if you ask me. It sounds like an orc.
I was gonna say like a
planning on
rock
playing an orc.
person, like a sort of like elemental rock
hulking.
person, Gracie.
Just play a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
rock
it's
with
just a
arms
pet
and
legs.
rock. You can't do anything. You just sit there and give the occasional words of
Don't give me
wisdom
ideas.
throughout.
Martin, I will do that. I will play a pet rock in a heartbeat.
It's
Don't
gonna be
give me
like our
ideas.
Wilson volleyball. Oh
It's actually
gosh.
kind of an awesome idea. I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
because I could play. You can play like what is the like I think it's a clank is what the
Yeah, we were just talking
we
about
were
this.
talking about
the
that.
planks.
species or origin heritage and like there was one of the characters played in a horror miniseries recently that Critical Role did was a stone statue.
Oh
cool.
yeah, that was
And it was the
Ashley
coolest
played.
it was Ashley's
Yeah, in
character.
Age of Umbra. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Coolest. Oh, I loved that character.
I think that's the thing that I like about Daggerheart that I've seen so far is like everything's just a jumping off point and you can kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Very
so
sandbox.
for people that don't know, basically Daggerheart is another tabletop RPG. It's been released by the Critical Role team. It's not made just by the 8 founders, but it's made by a bunch of other people that work there as well, particularly Spencer, who's one of the big leads on the project. And it leans in more to trying to make dice rolls and general storytelling that bit more fun. It's way more about the narrative and making cool moments rather than getting bogged down in the ones and the twos and the really nitty gritty of the rules. It's the rule of cool overwhelms very much so, and then you just kind of do the rest from there, which is pretty cool. So we're going to try and play the quick start adventure sometime, I would assume in the next week, maybe 2, whenever it works for us all. But before we get there, we need characters. We need people to be.
We do. The fun bit.
Yeah. So we have all got logged into the Daggerheart Nexus, which is basically just like the digital desktop version of the character sheet. For people that want to see the character sheet, this is what it looks like if I find the right button. Yeah, there we go. I made all these overlays today, by the way, chat.
Look at you go.
It's looking all right.
Yeah.
It's looking very fancy. But yeah, basically this is what a typical character sheet looks like. And there's some really fun things inside of here. Like one of my favorite ones is where is it? There's the active weapons. Oh, the experiences. So the experiences can be like these really somewhat broad phrases. So like you could say, not on my watch. And like you can basically apply that to a lot of situations where you can be disruptive or protect somebody and things like that. So
Oh, cool.
you can have these broad, like more ambiguous phrases or something like for honor, or like you can, and like I think I watched the High Rollers guys, and one of them, Tom, he had like, he was a wizard of the third something or other. So anything that was even remotely magical or required any degree of prestige or influence, he would just go, "Can I use that?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, go on then, go ahead." Like you can be a bit loosey goosey with it. So I think what we're going to do first, I guess, we'll all just throw up the Daggerheart Nexus and just sort of click create character and see where it pops us.
Sweet.
see what we got. In fact, what I'll do is I'll keep my screen up so that chat can sort of see roughly what we're looking at.
I'm basically going to be going along, trying to go as fast as you are going.
Well,
So
that's the
clicking
thing.
whatever.
I was
that
saying
you
to chat, I have not made anything just yet. Like, I haven't even made a single character. So there are pre-generated characters which are available for the quick start adventure. So like, if people wanted to just play one of those, that's fine. But I just thought it'd be fun to have a bit more personalization with it, I guess. And we don't have any extra purchases on the website, everybody. So for those of you that are aware of Daggerheart, I think there is some stuff that's in the void, which is all the new playtest stuff. There's new classes and everything like that. And I do think the base level Nexus only gives you certain accesses to certain ancestries and stuff like that. So I guess first question is character name. What's everyone going to be called?
I spent an hour on a random name generator.
Oh, what, you just kept rolling it?
I just kept rolling until I found one I liked.
Okay.
I did edit, like I found one that I kind of liked and then edited it a little bit, but I was like at an hour on a character name generator.
Nice. Tell you what, I'm going to throw
What
up
did
a
you end up
notepad
on?
Maybe Cinder Snap.
Cinder Snap.
Cinder Snap's cool.
Okay. Where is that one there? All right, cool. So Cherri, Cinder Snap. How are we spelling that?
So maybe is MEVI, and then Cinder Snap is basically exactly how it sounds.
What was that? M-A-V-I?
MEVI.
M-E-V-I. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Cinder Snap.
Cinder Snap. Is that C-I-N-D-E-R-S-N-A-P?
Yeah.
Nice. And I mean, I guess we'll get into like classes and heritage and everything like that in a minute. Anybody else got character names? We've
My
got
character
Graecie
name is-
locked in.
Yo, what is yours, Owen?
Marlo?
Gracie.
Yeah, Gracie, obviously. My guy's called Marlo, M-A-R-L-O.
Okay, nice.
And he does not remember his last name. So
Ooh.
I won't bore you with that yet.
We'll
He's
get
got
there.
lore already.
I know,
He's got
right?
lore.
There's lore.
I was saying, chat,
Amazing.
before we started this, I was like, as much as these are just to like play the quick start adventure, this could just be the leaping off point for doing subsequent one shots. Like, I think committing to like a season or a show, like I have no GM experience, so I don't know what kind of undertaking that is. But I think if we just do one shot at a time, and it can be continuous, but there's no timeline on it. It's not like every Tuesday, like come on in. It'll just be a very much an as and when. And if we are really vibing with it, then maybe we can make it a bit more calendared. But for now, it's just like go with it. Gracie, character name.
Everyone's,
The
it's
hesitation.
seeming like everyone is giving very cool, awesome sounding names. My character's name is Tiptoe.
I like
Tiptoe.
that.
That's awesome.
Tiptoe.
I love it. That's so good.
Tiptoe. That's fun. Who else? We just got a Ren left.
All right. We got to get serious, people. Okay? We're going deep
After
into
Tiptoe.
the seriousness of D&D.
So ready.
My character's name is Rendrago of the Flame Wing.
Of course it bloody is. Right, hold on. Rendrago of
It's
the
perfect.
Of the Flame Wing.
flame.
It's
Wing.
perfect.
Don't ask me
Wow.
what the Flame Wing is. I literally just made this up 5 seconds
No,
ago.
you didn't. No.
I need
This
some time.
is-
I need
this
some
is
time to
deep.
figure it
No,
all
you
out.
were thinking about this all week.
Yeah. You've been
If you,
planning.
if you don't have anything for lore, just don't say that you don't have anything, and then we all think it's really deep and
This sounds
mysterious.
Yeah.
so
It's going to have layers to it. I mean, what you can
Mm.
do is you could even lean the flame wing thing into one of your experiences. You'll have to probably come up with a little bit of fluff as to what it means and then how
Yeah.
we would maybe
Yeah.
apply it to situations. But yeah,
I think
He-
the Flame Wing is some battalion of some like dragon army.
Sounds like
of
it,
some
yeah.
kind.
okay, nice.
I'll work it out. Give me some time. I'll figure it all out. okay?
Nice.
He'll cook. Let him cook.
Yeah, let me cook.
We're ready.
Dude's
We're
always in the
ready.
kitchen. Even you just go for a cup of coffee and it's like we're cooking. We were on a plane for 8 hours, and while Grian's there doing push-ups, we were like, right, so we're gonna do like this intercity competition on misadventures and stuff. Like this man is
We
never
came up
not
with
cooking.
the whole thing.
We did. We gave it a name. We came up with
Yeah.
some of the little games for it. That will probably still happen eventually.
Can't remember much of it, but yeah, it was great at the time.
Cool. So it looks like we can throw character names in, pronouns as well. Don't know if anyone's pronouns will differ from their IRL ones.
Not me.
No?
No.
Anybody
Cool,
else?
looks good.
All the same? Same for you, Gracie?
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
to select your portrait.
Yeah. I mean, I
Oh,
guess the
yes.
portrait might give us an idea of what kind of, I guess, kind of what
Yes.
kind of heritage ancestry. I don't know what the actual terminology is.
I think it's Ancestry, but I could be
I
I
wrong.
literally
Ancestry,
only
yeah.
picked my ancestry because it was the same as the profile picture I picked.
Wait, now I'm so curious. What did
Nice.
you
It was the elf one.
do? Ooh, nice.
Ooh,
Not the
nice.
frog. Do we not have a
Not the
frog in the
frog.
party?
Oh, we gotta
can't
have a
believe-
frog.
Do we have a
Come on
frog?
now.
I thought.
Gotta
Do we have a frog?
I don't know.
No.
Gracie is
think so.
Tiptoe a
No.
frog?
Nope,
Tiptoe
Tiptoe's
the
not
frog?
a frog.
Tiptoe's not a frog.
I'm so sorry.
Well, fine.
That's
I'm
standard.
gonna make a frog as my like pretend
Yes.
character
the
here.
NPC! the NPC time!
Folk will
Wait,
appear
surely-
at some
surely
point during this
Tiptoe-
story.
We're gonna
Wouldn't be
take
at
him
all.
with us, and then you'll have to keep playing him.
You're so peak brain rotted. It's unbelievable. You just want me to be Bing Bong. That's what you're after right now. I've just caught you in
Oh, you gotta be
4K.
Bing Bong.
Just caught you in
Yeah.
4K.
We're gonna take him to the top.
Trickster has made a great concept of a frog who thinks they're a dragon, like render out a Drago.
Oh, that's
constantly
fun.
going being like, I've got Dragonborn in me. I'm like an ape Dragonborn.
I like that.
What
an
is
ape.
what is the campaign frame?
You know what?
I think that's like our
Wait.
one shot.
So the campaign frames are basically different environments. So you've got the Age of Umbra, which is what they've recently done a miniature campaign on the Crit Roll channel, which is a very sort of like dark gothic, almost like Bloodborne and Souls like kind of environment. The motherboard one I want to play at some point because it's so sick. Like in the book, there's this thing which is like it's almost like a cipher, I guess. It's like a language of how to write words out in circuitry, which I just thought was nuts. So like you use and/or gates in certain directions
Wow.
to actually
that's
write out
crazy.
words and puzzles, and that is my jam. So
Cool.
Sick.
don't be surprised if we do like a little digital trip at some point and we do something like this.
Yeah, sick.
But yeah, I don't think we need to worry about that for now, just because we'll do the
Okay.
quick start initially. But then you've got your more classical, like sort of like fantasy settings, and you've got the Wither Wilds, which if I remember correctly, it's more like Fae related, and it's very like between the realms and stuff like that, which is really fun. But I think you could just leave that blank and then hit begin, I would assume.
Yes.
There we
Alright,
go.
Taking me to
begin.
classes.
Right then. So for Mevi, Marlowe, Tiptoe, and Rendrago, what classes are we thinking?
So, for Tiptoe?
I mean, Tiptoe's got to be an orc, surely.
Nope. Good guess. Tiptoe's a goblin.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Little
Little
gal
guy.
with a really, 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 really big backpack full of a whole lot of stuff that's really loud.
That's bigger than
Okay.
herself.
That's like 2 to 3 times her size.
Amazing.
like
Nice.
comically large backpack that's filled with like the noisiest stuff ever. So I wanted her to be a rogue who's really good at being a rogue, except for the fact that like she never takes off her backpack and her backpack
So it's
is really
clanking
loud.
around.
And
Noisy
so
as
everywhere
hell.
It's just like bouncing around and like all these pots and pans and all sorts of stuff is just making
Every
a
single
racket.
roll disadvantage. Like surely
All my
every
stealth
single
rolls are gonna be
roll.
terrible. But she's gonna have so much stuff on her that in case we're ever in a pinch, she can MacGyver her way out of it. Surely.
That's gonna. I feel like that's gonna be the question: is can Tiptoe get over encumbered? Is it actually possible? It might not be.
She's got really, really, really strong legs.
Damn.
She does lower body every day.
Now, so I'm trying to remember for this. So when it comes to the classes, I think there are subclasses within there. So you've got Nightwalker and Syndicate available, I think, by the looks of this
Yeah.
here. I don't know when and where we choose that on here. I might just click on it and then see whether it actually gives the breakdown.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm
it
scrolling. It gives you
does.
like all the options.
Okay, so let's do everyone's base class, then we'll jump into subclasses and things like that. Because then we still have domains and ancestries, which is more about kind of where your morals lie, as well as what your upbringing was like as well. So let's go for Cherri. What class we thinking?
I picked the witch class. I'm
Ooh.
trying to like look through the classes again to see if I can find one with like healing spells or something. I'm falling short though.
I would
Druid
imagine.
is where the healing is at.
the druid is locked though. I can't click it.
Yeah, that does seem to
Oh
be
yeah,
locked.
yeah. You gotta.
But I
You
mean,
gotta
this
pay
is-
or something.
This is the
yeah.
sort of thing that we could just do on a character sheet anyway.
Yeah.
and
Right.
Homebrew a card.
In fact, I was going to say, does anybody in the chat know whether there is an equivalent of the D&D Beyond sharing feature? So if I buy like full access or whatever to the Daggerheart Nexus, am I able to share it with players in that fashion?
Spoiler alert, I have bought full access.
Oh,
if
there we
I'm
go.
able to share that with Cherri, that would be
Yeah, because
amazing.
I did
Oh,
want
okay,
to. I
so-
went in wanting to play a druid,
I-
but the witch was the closest I could
Yeah.
get.
I couldn't resist. I was so curious because the Seraph and the Druid were locked. I was like,
Mm.
no ways am I getting through today without knowing what a Seraph does.
Oh, the stuff is so cool.
Yeah, there's some
It is
really
so
nice
cool.
ones, and there's also the ones coming through the void as well. So I can't remember what the two classes in
Yeah.
the void are.
Warlock is one of them.
Yeah,
Unless they brought Warlock. Oh, they brought Warlock.
yeah.
in.
Warlock
Never
seems to
mind.
be in. I could have sworn there was another one.
Because earlier this summer it was Brawler and Warlock were the two
That
in
was
the
it,
void.
Brawler. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe they're two new ones.
Oh, to be
which
fair,
is
it looks
super
like
cool.
witch and assassin are both in there. On the void, so it looks as though they're slowly making
Oh,
iterations to
okay.
those. Chat do seem to be suggesting that we can do the sharing stuff, so we'll figure that out for next
Okay.
time.
Sure.
Okay.
So there may be a dramatic change to Cherri's character by the time we get to to the actual thing, but we could
Maybe.
we could update
Well,
people going in. That'll be fine.
My backstory and all the stuff that I've built is I intended for a druid, so not much is going to change other than like my stats, I guess.
Nice. That works. I like that. Rendiggity dog. What class are you thinking?
Well,
Seraph, surely.
Dragarians understand the fragility of humanoids, and they kind of feel sorry for them, and they want to do everything that they can to keep them alive, because though the humanoids are lesser beings than the Dragarians, of course, the Dragarians do need them for reasons that I haven't worked out yet. So I'm going to be a brawler, and I'm going to be looking
Nice.
after my little humanoids
Love
around
that.
me and take care
Nice.
of them, and try to be front line and tank as much as possible and taunt as much as possible, if that's even possible.
Oh yeah, anything's
awesome.
possible. We were talking about this just before we came on. Is that in D&D, one of the things that Owen hates is initiative order. But in this game, it is very much I personally prefer it because it sounds more natural. There's a real back and forth. So based on how you guys roll as the players, if you're rolling, so for anybody who's not familiar with Daggerheart, a lot of the time when you're doing your rolls, particularly just for like basic difficulty rolls, when you're doing an attack and stuff like that, you're going to roll 2d12. The light one is hope and the other one is fear. And typically if you roll with fear as the higher number out of the two, then that usually means there's a bit of a consequence and there's a negative. Usually it also means as well that play passes back to the GM, and I have something called fear tokens, and I can spend them or I can choose not to spend them and pass the gameplay back to the players. So it's all based on kind of how well the dice are leading you. And there will be times where the players will roll fear, it will come to me and I will simply have like no fear tokens or not enough to do what I would like. So I can just say, I'm going to skip my go. Or I can also spend fear tokens at any point to interrupt their turn. So they could be passing it around themselves going, yeah, I do this and then I do this. And I can go, and fear token spent.
And I think not.
Yeah, I can interrupt at any point to do what I like. But every time that the players roll with hope, which is when the hope die lands higher, they actually gain a currency, if you will, called hope. And you can use that to do loads of cool things. You can do group attacks once per session. It's basically like a tag team move, which is really fun. You can often spend a hope or more in order to help teammates with certain roles, not just in combat, but outside of combat as well. There's lots of like use of hope, and I think a lot of people hold on to it a bit too much from what I've seen. So like I would urge everyone to like spend your hope, because you're going to roll hope pretty frequently and it's going to keep coming back to you, which is good.
Cool.
So yeah, so that's good. And then we have got Owen.
Yes, so there's an interesting development that's happened here, which is that Marlowe is also a brawler. So we are going to have
Oh,
two,
interesting.
which I don't think is a problem. I'm all
no.
for mixing doubling up on classes or races. I do need to ask, Ren, would you
Yes.
consider? I've already forgotten the very long name.
Rendrago of the
Sorry,
Flame Wing.
Rendrago
Of the Flame Wing.
Of the Flame
what's
Wing.
Of the Flame Wing.
Of the Flame
Yes.
Wing, sorry. There's Juggernaut and Martial Artist. So I was wondering if, as a tank, which one you were leaning to more.
Well, I'm happy to maybe switch into Bard, which
Oh.
Ooh.
offers more frontline support, but in a more
I'm totally fine, but having two brawlers, like that's not a problem.
Yeah, I
for
think
me.
we don't have to overthink
Generally-
this. I think it'll be fun.
Generally, when I play D&D, which is not very frequently, but I usually take a fill role, so I'm happy to like. I'm not like always super sold on my characters. I'd much rather the team is like rounded and plays well than sticking to my first choice. And I know you've been working on this character for a while, and you've been telling us off cam that you've had it in your back pocket for a while. So I'm happy to go Bard on this one.
Okay.
And I think it kind of suits the role of Rain Drago anyway, because Dragarians are these sort of I don't know, like I'm not entirely sure how to explain myself, but they're kind of magic and strong at the same time. And I think the Bard class is sort of this.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do. Like you've got the
Bard.
rally and you've got wordsmith and stuff like that. So there's a lot of like, I guess, like social influence, which I guess if you see yourself as above humanoids, you could probably use that quite well. I can imagine you trying to like run rings around people in conversations or doing things that will like, you know, almost boost people's morale.
Ooh, I have a mastery feature. Hold on, I'm sold, Owen. My mastery feature as Bard is epic poetry.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
your rally
love the
die
vibe
increases to a
change.
D10. Additionally, when you help an ally, you can narrate the moment as if you were writing the tale of heroism in a memoir. That's so good. You're going to become the narrator. Like I'm going to do half a job here. It's going to be great.
I was gonna say I also have Barton's chat open, and they seem really excited about Ren playing a bard.
Yeah. Any excuse to get his guitar out. That's what it is.
Any excuse. It's a good guitar.
I haven't seen Ren's guitar, I don't think. Unless you're saying Rindrago just has a guitar, like
He
thematically.
does. It's sort of on his back, you know, a
Oh,
golden,
I see.
a golden guitar with silver strings.
Yeah, and he uses it to write slam poetry.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. Well, yeah. In that case, Marlowe is a like a drunken monk type martial artist.
Nice.
So he'll be a brawler, specializing in the subclass of martial art.
I'd be intrigued to
we'll
find out
see
whether
how that
he is
goes.
in a consistent state of being drunk or whether it unlocks his like full
Yes.
potential when he's had a drink. You don't have to say now, but
yeah,
the gears are already turned. I'm like,
what I will say as a sort of like caveat to all of this is I have played with people who have had to role play as drunk before in D&D, and it sounds really fun on paper, and it's actually really frustrating in person because you're basically just having to like babysit a drunk adult but also now there's a dragon. So a surprising lack of amount of there'll be very few moments where he is actually intoxicated. I'm going more for the style of like very jaded character from being hungover rather than the like constantly being like, oh, I'm gonna get us into so much trouble because I'm always drunk and it's now your problem kind of thing.
You know what my favorite thing about this is as
Eternal
well?
hangover.
You've like set this up, and then the brawler image on the character creator, I don't know if you've clicked on it yet, has the blush cheeks. Like
I was so pleased when I saw that.
just
I was
looks
like, oh,
so
great,
flush
perfect.
already. Oh, so good.
Yeah, that's him. Who's next?
I think that's everybody, right? Or did we get Tiptoe? I don't know if we've had Tiptoe yet.
Tiptoe, I'm doing Rogue.
That was it. So we've
Ooh.
got.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes
Rogue.
sense.
Tell you what,
And
let me
then
write this all down.
Nightwalker available. The other one, Syndicate, is
Ooh.
locked, but I don't think that the well-connected feature quite suits my silly little goblin.
Yeah, it's well
So-
connected basically where like you tend to have ties to the underworld and
Yes,
a
this is
lot of
very
connections.
criminal underbelly type things, which is not Tiptoe at all.
There's no discretion. There's only
No.
distraction with Tiptoe.
Only distraction. She is just here for shiny things and a good time.
So
So Nightwalker sounds good.
So we've got Ren as a bard, Gracie as rogue, we've got Owen as a brawler, and I guess so. If we look on the brawler, and you're gonna, because I think you then choose a subclass within that, don't you?
Yes, which I'm going into martial artist, and then it chooses. You have to choose I think 1 or 2 martial forms.
Ooh, okay.
So yeah, break it down.
Oh, that's cool.
What's your character, Martin? Like, how are you?
Oh,
what are
God.
you gonna?
I feel like we need some magic in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not going to be playing this character. I was just on the character creator just to go along with it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it will appear as like an NPC at some point or something like that. I could do that. But no, today it's very much just about you guys for sure.
Okay, cool.
So I guess, yeah. So if everyone chooses
do we
their
have
class,
any magic in our group? Like any AoE?
I have
guess not, right?
spell casting available as a rogue. I don't know what kind of spells.
let's have a
are
look.
present.
Yeah,
But
I have
it
the
does
same.
say
I'm
spell casting.
Because I know you've got
I
like
think I have
shadow
spellcasting
stepping
as
and
a
stuff.
witch. I can't imagine why I wouldn't have spellcasting.
Oh yeah, you're a witch.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
true.
There we
we
go.
probably
There's
got
our
some great
spellcaster.
magic damage from Cherri for sure.
What do we got?
Would that be the domain deck cards? Are those the spells?
Well, I think potentially you
so.
will have spellcast trait instinct, because a lot of these tend to be more like the big payoff moves. I wonder if they'll actually be attributed to your weapons. I guess we'll keep working through the character creator and we'll get there. But yeah, I think domain
Cool.
cards
Okay.
do also give some of those abilities as well. So I suppose if everyone wants to choose their class and then click on that, and then I think subclass should then be the next option after that. What I'll do is I will carry on making Folk. So, chat, what was Folk in High Rollers? I guess he was a mixture of I guess he was just a ranger, right? I can go down the little ranger route. He had little like orbs on his hip that he would just like fling at people with like a David and Goliath like spin slingshot thing.
A little sling. That's so cool.
Like little potions and stuff, yeah. All right, and so let's choose subclasses then. The reason I'm asking for these is just because I'm going to read the hell out of all of your classes, so when we're playing on the day, I know exactly like what you can do and hopefully can answer any questions. So what's everybody's subclass that they're choosing for now? We might change it if Ren shares the wider index of them. So yeah.
I'm doing Nightwalker.
Okay, cool.
And that one, I have a spellcasting trait, but my like one specific ability is actually very not tiptoe, but I have an idea of how to make it work. But
Nice.
it's called Shadow Stepper.
Yeah.
So I can move from shadow to shadow. When you move into an area of darkness or a shadow cast by another creature or object, you can mark a stress to disappear from where you are and reappear inside another shadow within far range. When you reappear, you are cloaked.
That's
Sweet.
cool. I like that.
That is cool.
Cherry. So
I did hedge.
hedge. Okay, and is that under witch for now?
Yeah.
Okay, witch and hedge. So what does that?
Is that
entail?
like the front lawn or back lawn kind of variety?
Or is it styled to look like
Thanks,
a
guys.
peacock or something?
I styled it to look like a cat.
Nice cat head. We'll
Sweet.
take that. Okay, cool. And then we've got Owen was brawler, martial artist, and then
Yeah.
Did you say there was something beyond that as well?
No, that now it just becomes like picking various different like forms. Are you a steady type of martial artist? Are you precise? It just gives you extra roles.
Got you. Okay, cool. And then Ren, yours was bard, and then was there a subclass for bard as well?
I think I'm going to go troubadour.
Troubadour.
So
Okay.
it's an interesting subclass because you can. It's kind of like AOE buffs. So you can play a relaxing song that gives you and allies lets you clear a hit point, and you have like an epic song which makes a target vulnerable, which I assume increases damage done to it. And then you have like a heartbreaking song and a song of loss, which gives you and your allies a hope for some reason.
Nice.
Like, a heartbreaking song should like lose a hope, but whatever.
I mean, I guess I was gonna say maybe you should lose a hope, but at the same time, I feel like some people turn their tragedies into like hit records and stuff. You know what I mean? You got Lily
true.
Allen, you got Taylor
Maybe
Swift.
it's like a really upbeat song that's just, if you listen to the lyrics, sound really sad. But
Yes.
it's such a good tune, you can't help but dance.
It's a head bopper. It's a head
Yeah,
bopper.
that sounds good to me.
Earworm.
Okay, so next thing up then is going to be traits. So it looks as though it gives you some suggested traits just for your class and your subclass. So a lot of these will probably feel quite familiar. So agility is your sprinting, leaping, maneuvering. Strength is for lifting, smashing, grappling. So a lot of these roles will be done in outside of combat, typically when you're doing things like trying to cross a river, climb a wall, trying to be persuasive or intimidating towards people. So you can either stick with what you've got for your character by default, but I guess like even like tiptoe is not your typical quiet rogue, so you might want to maybe lean more into, you know, other things.
I've given her a -1 in knowledge. She is not smart.
That
That is the only thing I have changed, and that's all I care about at the moment.
Nice.
Is
So-
no smarts.
Is this the same for everybody? So I've just been like fleshing out a ranger character. Is it a case of you all have the ability to do +2, +1, +1, and -1?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I guess what we'll do is if you guys set those now for what you would like to put them into, and then send me a screenshot just so I have an awareness of it. It may even let us print out like a PDF equivalent of the character sheet afterwards, or we might be able to share characters, so we can see that later on. But so yeah, Gracie's done the -1 on knowledge. Where have you thrown your pluses on Tiptoe?
I've given her a +1 to agility and presence.
Nice.
And then I've kept the +2 on finesse. Because while she is going to be perpetually challenged by her big backpack, she is pretty good at being agile, all things considered.
I guess that's like that.
Is being nerfed by the giant backpack.
It's practice makes
that she
perfect,
never
right?
takes off.
Pushed into so
Exactly. One
many
day she'll get it.
scenarios.
One day she'll get it. Maybe.
I
Probably.
like that.
We'll see.
Sweet. So yeah, if everybody sets their traits, does anybody have any questions about traits and stuff, or like what their application is? It's got quite nice little like almost tooltips explaining
Yeah, that was helpful.
what each of these have. But if not, we can always move on to starting weapons, which will be a fun one.
Yes, I've clicked that.
Yeah, should we move forwards? Are you okay,
Still
Ren?
just reading some of the. It's quite a lot of information right now.
It
Give me one
is,
second.
yeah. I guess it all depends on what kind of presence your character's going to have. I mean, obviously, presence itself, I think, for a bard would be probably quite highly suggested.
Yeah, I've given +2 to presence, +1 to knowledge, which I
Nice.
think works well with presence. And then I've given -1 to finesse because, well, there's nothing finessey about a dragon person, to be fair.
It's the elephant in the room.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm looking at one more. I need to do one more plus.
I mean, my guess would be strength. Like, that's where my gut would take me, just because you're probably physically built different. I can imagine you having that little extra oomph compared to a typical
Yeah,
humanoid.
very true. I mean, I've got scales, crying out loud. So,
That's blocking, pushing, smashing, grappling, all of it.
all right, that's looking good to me.
Nice.
Starting weapons.
Starting weapons. Okay. So I'm not going to be able to see everybody starting weapons here. I've got the ranger up. Annoyingly, it looks like a lot of this stuff is locked. So again, these things may greatly change by time we by time we get there. But I suppose
Did
what I
look
could do
into
is,
that also a little bit. Ren, did you do like the one-time purchase or the subscription one?
I think I did the
'Cause-
one-time purchase. Yeah, I did the
Yeah,
one-time purchase.
Because I think it's a subscription one that has able to like share content because
Oh,
there's like the
that makes
subscription
sense.
details, content
Oh.
sharing, 24 people.
oh,
did
But
I
you should be able
whoopsie.
to.
Okay.
You still probably do. You have to purchase the source book outside of the subscription, and then
Maybe
subscribing
I
lets you
don't
share
know.
It, is what I would assume. 'Cause
Maybe.
that's what D&D Beyond.
That's the part that
does.
I don't know for sure.
So
I mean,
But
I'm-
it looks
I'm-
like the
I'm happy
sharing
to
is a
grab
part of
that.
the subscription.
Primary
It's not
weapons.
too bad. It says $5 a month. It's not
Oh,
too
$4
bad.
a
That's like
month.
D&D
Yeah,
Beyond.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
$5 a month. Yeah.
I can do
Yeah.
that for sure. So I mean, we're all going to be level 1 characters, so we've got a mixture of physical and magical weapons. So if you want any insight on ones that you can't currently select, then I'm happy to read them out the book. I've got like the full rule book here to go through.
I just did the suggested one, which was the dual staff, which I think fit my character well enough. And then you get a second weapon.
So a
You
dual
get
staff
two
is going to
weapons.
be. Oh, it has far range on it as well. Gosh, yeah. So you're going to have
Yeah.
like some really nice range. So basically, the way it works in Daggerheart is there are obviously different ranges for where abilities go. And again, I think I'll always be quite generous. Like if you're just outside of what is technically far or very far, we'll probably just let it slide. Like I think running a table, I think I just want it to be fun and achievable. You know what I mean? There's always going to be risk for death, but like for the quick start adventure, I think we can be pretty chill with it. So the dual staff is instinct. It's far range. It does give descriptors on the lengths of them. I can't remember exactly again the distances on them, but they do it based on like typical 2B pencils and A4 sheets of paper for how close adversaries and enemies can be. So far is really, really good. The ranges are basically melee, very close, close, far, and then very far. And anything beyond very far is almost technically impossible or out of like physical view, which is good. So you've got the dual staff at the minute. It's got the two-hander. It doesn't have any additional features because some weapons do have extra features. Are there any other options that you can choose or that you're interested in? Or is it just that's all it's giving for level 1 for you? Let me see.
There's so unlocked for people who don't have the source book: battle axe, dagger, dual staff, long sword, rapier, short bow, small dagger, and that looks to be it, I think.
Okay. So yeah, there are definitely more in the book. I mean, I can read these out to you, Cherri, and if you're interested in any of these magic weapons, I'm sure we can just make them work. So we've got arcane gauntlets, which are melee range. We've got hallowed axe, which is melee range. We've got glowing rings, which is the agility trait, very close. That's a 2-hander, that one. Hand runes is a 1-handed. That's just 1d10 for magic damage. You've got returning blade, which sounds really cool. So the feature on that is when this weapon
I do like the idea of a returning blade.
It's
It's like a boomerang.
Yeah, so it says on it, it says if the feature's called returning, it says when this weapon is thrown within its range, it appears in your hand immediately after the attack. So,
I see.
so the
I
range
like
for
that.
the range for that is close. So if you want to use that, we can absolutely put that in. And that is just 1d8 of magic for that one.
Yeah, I would like that one, which would be nice when
Nice.
we get everything shared around.
Sweet. If you jot that down for me now and we can compile our notes afterwards.
Okay.
So we're all there. But then after that, yeah, it's a lot of standard weapons like short staff, dual staff. There's a scepter which says that it has this weapon can be used with these statistics: presence, melee, d8. Oh, so you can use the mixture of with the scepter, you can use it at range and for physical contact as well. And then there's the great staff, which says on a successful attack, roll an additional damage die and discard the lowest result. So feels like it's got a little bit of cheese in there. But yeah, for now, let's lock in returning blade, and then we can always change it on the day if we need to.
Okay. I'm just gonna use the group chat as like a notepad.
Yeah,
now.
that's literally. I've got part notepad and part like chat message going. Let's go with Tiptoe. What sort of weapons we looking at?
So I'm looking. They have a small dagger option, and if I could have 2 small daggers, I probably would do 2 small daggers because I think that's really funny. But
That
right
is really
now,
funny. You're right.
I have dagger and small dagger. I feel like
Close
that
enough.
It's the best possible option. I did think it'd be really funny if like she just used all sorts of weapons that she had no proficiency with and like were way too big for her. But I also don't want to nerf her into the ground too entirely much as a joke character because I would feel bad. So I'm going with the suggested dagger and small dagger.
I can't for the life of
very
me find the
relevant.
small dagger in here. I see regular
It's-
dagger.
So you're
It's a
double daggering?
secondary. I'm double daggering. There
That's
is
awesome.
a
Double
small
dagger.
There's a small crossbow, like a little hand crossbow, that's also. I don't think it's not available to me right now, but it's a secondary weapon, so I could do dagger and hand crossbow, or I can do dagger, small dagger. So
Yeah.
either or. I'm looking at both of them, and they may change before we actually play. But right now, yeah, daggers.
Gracie, I
Nice.
think double dagger sounds pretty good because I'm going
I
to be
think
trying
that's
to
fun.
get mobs to focus on me, and then you can come up behind them and
Ooh.
stab them.
Stab, stabby, stab.
Oh, we're doing
They're gonna
classic
hear me
tank
coming.
and spank strategy.
Yeah, tank and spank, exactly.
That's it.
That's exactly it.
Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah.
So are you
Little double
gonna?
dagger moment.
So as a martial artist, Ren, are you gonna be going bare fist, or are you gonna have some kind of like, I don't know, is there like knuckle
Ren-
dusters available?
Ren-
Ren's
Owen?
do you mean me?
Oh wait, yeah, sorry, no, brawler. That was you, what, isn't it, Owen? Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
stuck half an hour ago.
No, that's good. You're good. Yeah, I was looking through these. He's not going to have any of these. He doesn't have a weapon.
Ooh.
So he's just going to use his fists. And not to jump too far ahead, but I was also looking at armor, and I was like, okay, I guess he'll have like leather armor. And then I immediately saw that there's like a thing later on, which allows you to like forego armor in order to basically like have strong bones.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
also immediately just went back and discarded the armor in favor of that. So he's like very minimalistic build, no weapons, no armor.
Nice. I like that.
So yeah.
I'm fairly certain. It's been a while since I read the book, a month or two back, but I'm sure there is something. It's like basically a bonus if you're naked on the weapon. Like I think your fists can do a little bit more than the average person.
Sick.
So we'll triple check that.
We'll
and
find that.
We'll figure that one out. That would be good.
I am curious. Can you look in your book? What do the hand runes do?
The hand runes.
Because that sounds so cool.
So I
And
think
I'm just curious.
the hand runes. Where is it? There is nothing. Annoyingly, there's nothing special about them. They just exist as a weapon. They do a D10 of magic damage. So
Okay.
the way it'll work is when you attack an enemy in Daggerheart, you'll roll your 2d12s to roll with hope or fear and to see whether you meet the difficulty. So say their difficulty is like 12, you roll, I don't know, a 7 and an 8, you'll do a 8 on the hope dice, so you'll gain a hope, and then I'll confirm, yep, that gets through, and then you'll roll your d10, and that will be the damage that is outputted. And then that will go against their damage thresholds, which we'll talk about in a little bit as well. But I think actually it will assign them to you based on your class. But basically, the rule is if it meets it, it beats it. So there's a number between minor damage and major damage on the character sheet, and between major and severe. And if it meets it, it beats it, and it marks hit points on that character or adversary when you bop them. But yeah, so it's a pretty high chance of rolling like 9s and 10s on the damage, which would be, I think for a lot of characters will probably be like severe damage on a lot of them. So yeah, but there's no extra features for the hand runes.
Gotcha.
They just exist
Just
as
sounds
is.
cool. Hand tats do extra damage.
Yeah, it does
Sounds
sound good.
fun.
Yeah. And
It's
then,
wild how many of the weapons are locked though.
yeah, I'm not
Wonder if
entirely
that's
sure
pricey.
why that is. I was a bit gutted as well that like I bought the collector's edition, which is like the nice book, the DM screen, like, everything that you can get for it. But it didn't give me any Nexus like digital equivalent, so I would have to
Yeah.
buy that again to get that, which I was a bit like, I feel like I should get a code, even if it's not for sharing
Yeah.
it with others, just so I can access everything that I have physically digitally would be nice. So yeah. I guess Ren, weapons. What are we thinking?
We are going to be going with Tower Shield in the offhand,
Ooh, okay.
That's really cool.
Where's that?
which gives
Shield.
barrier and but it does give -1 to evasion because it's super heavy. But a dragon needs a shield, obviously. And in the other hand, we're going to have whip, and this is where I'm going to compensate with losing some of the taunting abilities of Brawler, because what the whip does is that it can mark stress to crack the whip and force all adversaries within melee range back to close
Cool.
range.
That's
so it like
cool.
sucks everyone toward me, basically.
Oh,
And then Gracie
rad.
can come in and stabby stab.
Stabby stab.
I like that.
And yes, and Owen can come and punchy punch. And this is how we win.
I don't know if it's just
and-
me, but like as soon as I hear you saying that you've got a shield in one hand and a whip in the other, my brain just goes back to old school RuneScape. I just imagine you with the what's it called, the obby whip, is it called, chat? Like it was like the weapon that everybody used, like scimitars and like swords and stuff just became a thing of the past, and everyone had this one whip on RuneScape, and I've just got that mental visual in my head.
Love that.
Nice.
Nice.
So that's that. Starting armor then. So Owen said you were going bear.
Yep.
You were going without. Let's see. Oh, it does have a mention here about choosing other inventory starting items. I believe the quick start adventure will give you guys everything you need in terms of what's in your pockets, and I reckon we can make little adjustments based on people's characters and what their histories would be. Like Tiptoe is going to have a random assortment of stuff, I would imagine.
Oh yeah.
And we could lean into that, which would be good. So I think armor-wise, it's a relatively small pool to choose from. If anything, I think you maybe only have like one choice available, 2 at
Yeah.
most. So Cherri, what armor options have you got as a witch?
What was it that I went with? Where is it? I did again the suggested one, which is the Gambison armor.
Nice. I can see that here actually because I've got it chosen here. So it's okay, yeah. So the thresholds here then. So the base thresholds are 5 and 11. And I'm pretty certain that pertains to whether damage, how much HP you mark when you get hit. I think I'll quadruple check that, or chat can correct me. But I'm pretty certain if they do damage output and it is 5 or greater up until 10, then you would mark you would mark. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, you'd mark 1 HP. And then if they do more than 11, then it would be deemed severe, I want to say. I think chat are confirming that is the case, yeah. So yeah, so your damage thresholds would be that, which is good. A big thing as well, actually, just sort of, because I don't think any of us have really played much Daggerheart apart from Gracie, is in this game, you will take 1 HP of damage regardless, but you can spend armor slots, which I think it will auto-populate for you, which allow you to take it down by a tier. So if you were going to take minor damage, which is to mark 1 hit point, if you spend an armor slot, it will basically nullify it and it will go to 0. Or if you were going to take severe damage and mark 3 hit points, you can say, oh, I'd like to spend an armor slot, and you bring it down to major, which means you only mark 2 hit points. So as long as you've got those available, you can do that. I'll have to triple check the rule, but I think once you're out of armor slots, I can't remember if you can spend stress or if it's once you're out of armor slots, then you mark stress instead of armor slots. But then if your stress fills out, then that puts you in really dire straits when it comes to getting hit and downed by enemies. So I'll quadruple check those rules before we play. But
does your stress like contribute to like a heart attack? Like what happens if your stress gets too high?
I think stress is a mixture of things. So stress, I think, can dictate how you go down. So like whether you end up in essentially having to do death rolls and stuff like that. And the nice thing with Daggerheart is you don't have to die. Like you can basically come back to life even if you fudge like a death saving throw, and you basically come back with scars. Which will lower certain attributes of your character. And then what the idea is that you can bear a few scars, but then after like say 2 or 3 scars, you really can't come back from a death roll. I think they've done it just so people don't have to play too cautiously, and they can allow themselves to die and be picked up and stuff like that. But stress will also get applied to you as well when you fail, for example, like an agility roll, or if you do something that is particularly strenuous or puts you outside your comfort zone. If you roll with fear and it's quite bad, I might say, you do still get what you want, but I want you to mark a stress. And stresses you can clear when we do short rests and long rests and things like that. Some people's abilities might actually allow them to clear a stress, or I think sometimes... I can't remember if this is right, chat, remind me. If they roll a critical, so in Daggerheart, if you roll any 2 numbers the same on your D12, so if you roll 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, whatever, then that is a critical success. It's only double 1s, which is the critical failure. That's the one you want to avoid. And then the rest of the time you are just in the hope and fear gang. So yeah, basically that's sort of a very gentle tiptoe into what I'm going to keep saying that now, and it's a character name. That's a phrase I use. This is going to get so confusing.
Also, I should note, tiptoe is spelled all in lowercase, and we have to say it really quietly. Tiptoe.
Wait, chat's telling me that a 1/1 is also a crit. So what's there are no critical fails. Have they updated that? There are no critical fails anymore. So is that an update since release, or have I just misremembered it? I mean, that's good to know then. So you guys can't critically fail.
That is kind of nice.
I mean, I guess
that means you just have crits on us.
I suppose so. The only critical fail is a failure with fear. Yeah, so someone in chat did say a second ago that a 3 is the worst thing you can roll. So I suppose that would be 2 on the fear dice and 1 on the hope, meaning that like that's just a bad roll. Like that's a bad time. Oh, there's never been. I'm just making rules up apparently. There we go. That sounds like me.
Rule now. You could do a house rule like that if you wanted to.
True.
You don't have to. It's okay if you don't want to.
Oh, okay.
The world is your oyster.
World's your oyster.
Did we do everyone's armor? I feel like I might have waffled a bit there. So we did Gambus and armor for Cherri. Owen's without. Tiptoe.
I was wondering if we could do a little flavor moment, and I take chainmail armor.
Sure.
And
for the jingle jangle.
My backpack is just my armor.
Nice.
So, because it's heavy armor, which fits. It gives me a -1 to evasion, which fits. But it also would mean like, oh, this giant backpack that's like twice triple her size is probably a more likely target to get hit than the little goblin carrying the backpack. So I was wondering if we could like flavor chainmail armor to be this
100%.
really loud backpack.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I
Awesome.
like that.
Cool.
I
I'm
basically just
going
want to say
chainmail.
yes to everything. Like, I always told myself that if I ever played or ran a table or whatever, I just want to say yes to all sorts. I want this to be really silly, funny, goofy. Like, it
It's
can
gonna
have
be
its
so
moments of
fun.
seriousness and drama and stuff, but I want everything to be like, if you can imagine it, we're doing it. Like, so 100%.
Yay, drama.
It's okay. I'm the joke character. I got y'all.
I like the idea of
Um,
Tiptoe just
yeah.
spinning on the spot while like attacks are coming and it's just like glancing off this massive backpack.
But also
Just
like
jingle jangling.
turtle shell on her back. Like if she falls over and she's just stuck.
There's going to be a moment where Tiptoe's going to go over like a hillside and
Yeah,
just
just
become a
roll.
boulder that strikes them. Like
Don't
if
put
you
her
roll
in a
it,
city with hills.
if you roll like a critical success, you are going to be rolling into like a crowd of like human bowling pins at some point, without a doubt.
Tiptoe bowling.
Or we're going to put you on a what's it? Is it called a troubadour? The launcher thing?
Yes, troubadour. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the
Ren might be
Yup.
playing troubadour. Or no, is it Owen or Ren?
It is I.
It is Ren.
That's
Yeah.
Ren, yeah.
We could do troubadour things for sure.
I'm also
Um,
picturing
So
like an enemy getting a slash on the backpack, and just this stuff starts falling out. And Tiptoe's like,
Trying to
no,
Smothers
my
them.
random assortment of frying pans.
That was my good kind. Now I'm gonna use the other ones.
get the cast iron skillet out as a shield.
Mm. I love it.
Oh,
Okay, so we've got no armor, chainmail. We've got Gambison, and then Ren. We need your armor, don't we?
Well, now that I've got the whip to pull enemies close to me, I need to survive the incoming attacks.
Mhm.
And bards aren't great at absorbing damage, so I'm going to go with full plate armor. But this gives me
Oof.
-2 evasion and -1 agility. So I'm hoping that these traits might be buffed by the witch potentially.
Nice.
if
Coming in back
possible,
up.
or some consumable items or something that
One
might
of
be able to compensate for these
the
losses.
skills from the hedge subclass also was like every night, like every long rest, I can basically like enchant an item that absorbs a bit of hit damage to whoever I give it to.
Nice.
Nice.
So
Ooh.
I think that's what I
another
read, if I
thing.
remember correctly. My memory is garbage, so
Oh,
if that's
you-
wrong,
Well, that's gonna be
I
the
think
whole thing
that's-
with this. I think we're all
Yeah.
learning. Some people have got like zero experience with it. I've read the rule
Mhm.
book and I've like had Age of Umbron in the background, so it's very much going to be we'll play it through.
Age of
We'll get a
Umbron.
few things wrong. We'll do some things that are our own homebrew vibe. Like this is all very chill, and chat can help us along the way
I've
as
basically
well.
become Brienne of Tarn in dragon form.
Yeah, I like that. To be honest, maybe we
Yeah.
can lay that into your experiences. So it's got the starting inventory, which I don't think I'll give too much time to today, only because I think that will be more individual, and I think potentially the quick start adventure sets us up with the stuff we would need for that. So I think we can probably just click anything on that sheet for now, and we'll skim past that a little bit. The next big thing is going to be the domain deck cards. So this is the part where Daggerheart loses me a little bit. I've got like actual physical cards as well. They did these really beautifully printed cards in the collector's edition. I think I've lost them all. Let's have a look. So I think it's, if memory serves correctly, I was under the impression initially that domain cards were almost chosen at random, so you just put a deck face down and away you go. But I think you guys can actually choose what you want to pick from the list of domain cards, and as your character levels up and you get a larger sort of capacity for them, then you can do that. But these are going to be some like really cool abilities and things that you can call on during combat. You'll be spending hope in order to use them potentially. So you can kind of choose what you want. So I don't know if it's it might be tricky for me to go through them with you, but I could probably just change my class to each person's and we can have a little look through them and see what we reckon. So if we start with Cherri, we'll go for witch. I'll select class and we'll go down to domain cards. Here we go. And there are just a bunch of options available. They've all got beautiful artwork as well. Like if you want to like
yeah,
just have a nosy through them, but they all
Yeah,
have
so
different advantages.
I picked Nature's Tongue and Vicious Entanglement. They didn't have like a lot of like healing or protective decks here, but I'm assuming there'll be more as my character levels up, I hope.
Yes, yeah, and that's the thing. As you level up, I mean, I don't know how we'll do leveling up if we play it. It might be more sort of, it'll be less so XP based, and I think we'll do them based on like key moments of like story beats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yes, that's good. So which ones did you go for again? Sorry, you went for Nature's Tongue.
Nature's Tongue and Vicious Entanglement, which means the Nature's Tongue is I can basically talk to like plants and animals, I think, or maybe it's just plants, and then Vicious Entanglement is just its vines.
Oh, nice. Okay. And that's an actual active spell as well. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Vicious Entangle. Nice. Sweet. Does anybody else have their eye on any cards at the minute? I know we'll all be browsing over them. What are you thinking, Owen?
Definitely.
Yeah, so bare bones was a given, which is when you choose not to equip armor, you have a base armor score of 3 plus your strength.
Nice.
And then the other one is untouchable, which is gain a bonus to your evasion equal to half your agility.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Remind me, chat, to activate these, is that the cost is the number in the corner, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. So you will spend hope in order to trigger those. Could be wrong.
The top right corner?
Yeah, the top right
Yeah.
corner, I believe. I'm trying to remember exactly. The domain cards, there were so many of them. That was the thing that I decided not to like do too much learning on because
Yeah, fair.
There's just too many.
Oh, is that for switching the cards later on? Yeah, because I know you can do that. Like during short rest, you can change out your inventory of cards because there will be periods where you have more cards than you can actually carry on your person at any given time. So so Skeleton, are they just active like passives, I suppose? You pay the cost in stress during your spotlight, even in combat. Oh, right. Okay. With you.
Cool.
So I mean,
Which would make sense because bare bones is like 0 because it's always active.
Yeah.
And then untouchable is 1.
Number in the corner is to swap at 5 or more 5 or more during combat. Okay, cool. That makes sense. So we've got untouchable and we've got bare bones. Like I said, I'm going to go away and I'm going to read up on all of these. So when we come to do the quick start, I'm going to be knowing these things inside out, which will be sick. Right. Next up, let's go with Tiptoe.
The most obvious one for her is Pick and Pull, which is a midnight skill, and it gives. Oop! I just clicked on the wrong thing. Oh, go away! Oh, I messed something up. It is. I need to go back here.
So you have advantage on action rolls to pick non-magical locks, disarm non-magical traps, or steal items from a target either through stealth or by force. So that combined with Shadow Step, yeah, that's feeling that makes sense.
She's a bit of a thief at times. Shiny things are very exciting, and
Shiny things go in the backpack.
Shiny things go in the backpack, and like that's really important. So, Pick and Pull for sure, and then I think Rain of Blades looks really cool. Especially if again it's flavored and she just kind of like tries and reaches into her backpack and throws a bunch of stuff out and like just sends all of the, because it's you spend a hope to make a spellcast roll and conjure throwing blades that strike out at all targets within very close range. But if it's just her flinging stuff from her backpack, so
you're wanting to like just change it away from magic and make it more just debris, just the wall of debris.
Her backpack's magical and she doesn't know it. But like,
I like that. They get a little bit of like a glow about the items as they project out.
She's got no idea. Maybe she nicked it off of like some spellcaster from 2 towns over.
Nice.
And now it's just all of her stuff. But I think Rain of Blades would be really fun to have. So
Sweet.
I'm kind of looking at that one as well.
Perfect. We can definitely lock that in. And Rendrago.
This rounds off our party quite nicely because we didn't have any like lock picking or anything like that in the party. So that's perfect.
And then what we thinking, Ren, as a bard?
So Rendrago, I finally get to round out my taunting aspirations, wanting to drag the mobs to me to protect the fragile humanoids. And for this, we're going to go with Enrapture.
Nice. I already had that up as well. I thought you might go for that.
Which basically, on a successful roll, temporarily enraptures targets to fix on you. And of course, that's perfect because we've got the plated armor to absorb the damage while they're doing that. And stabby stab and punchy punch happens. Second trait will go with inspirational words,
Nice.
which allows Rendrago to clear stress or clear hit points or give hope before a battle or afterwards. So
Oh, so you can
just
do that
rounding out
for
the-
your allies. Nice.
Yeah, just
Very
rounding out
nice.
that other side of the character, because I think the bard comes with that sort of thing inbuilt, so this just sort of empowers that a little bit stronger. So
Very cool. Sweet. So then that is basically the character kind of fleshed out. I suppose it then should let us then go on to the next step, which is going to be heritage. So heritage and ancestry, or I guess ancestry and community are basically literally what kind of like ancestry you are, whether you're like Qatari, which is more like kind of like animal based. If you're a human, halfling, gnome, there's the ribbits as well, which are really fun, which are like frog people. There's loads of different ones available. And then community, which we'll go onto in a moment, is basically where people's characters originate. So whether they were from kind of like the slums, or whether they were raised in like, you know, by the sea, or whether they were in the underworld, or if they were, you know, just sort of like very middle ground and maybe have more influence, or they have ears everywhere, that kind of thing. There's a lot of like versatility to the communities. But if we start with ancestries, I think most people probably have those roughly in mind already. I'm trying to think. I guess Dracona is going to be for yours then, right, Ren?
sorry, I'm just still stuck on the previous thing because I can't get through the. I need to decide what I carry my spells in, apparently.
Oh, wait, that's cool.
That's awesome.
So what?
I just picked a handwritten journal for me.
Where's that? I feel like I missed that. Sorry.
That was in the
So taking your starting
take your
inventory.
strength inventory, yeah.
Where was that? Let me click on which, select class.
Rendrago has a leather pouch with gold lacing. which he
Oh,
carries.
sorry.
You
yeah,
get
I do see
to
that.
you can write down whatever you want for what you keep your
Yeah.
spells in. I just figured a handwritten journal made sense for my character.
Okay, let me write that down. That's good for me to know. I hadn't realized that was a little section there.
So yes, Martin, I will be going Dracona in Heritage
Sweet.
because it gives me scales as natural protection to absorb some of the damage that I will be invoking upon myself. And it also comes with a really cool elemental breath, which I think I can either choose electricity, fire, or ice, which is pretty cool. And I think I'll probably go with ice to follow the taunt and hold strategy.
So it's that sort of like grab them and hold them situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Ice
Just to
breath.
stop them trying
Yeah.
to maybe close in on the witch or something like this, right?
Ooh.
And you can like target a group of targets, it looks like it, in close range
That's cool.
with this ability. So
Trying to
yeah, we'll
see.
go with that.
This is why I wish I had the PDF version, because every time I open up the book, I'm like, what page is it on? What page is it on? Because it's all locked out to me at the minute on the Nexus, so I'm just sort of like
Yeah.
trying to burrow through the book as well. So that's all good. So we've got Dracona, we've got the Ice Breath selected for that. Rem, what did you say you put your spells in again?
Oh, a leather pouch with gold lacing.
Leather pouch with gold lacing. Perfect. Cool. Spells in. Sweet. Got that. Right. So we've got that. I guess actually because we've just come off the tail end of the spells in a handwritten journal. Cherri, what is your ancestry?
I picked elf.
Oh yeah, yeah. You had mentioned that.
If
I think,
only just because that
pre-stream.
was the little picture on the elf is the one I picked for my profile picture, and I was like, I want that.
Nice.
That's what I want. So kind of like basic for D&D, but I like it. And then my community, I chose the Wildborn.
Ooh. Oh wait, is Wildborn where they sort of have lived off the land and stuff, right?
Yeah, it was like live in a forest, basically.
Nice. And there's some really cool stuff that comes with that. So you've got your movement is naturally silent. You have advantage on rolls to move without being heard. So it's like not even just
we
like
have
a
we have a way to go if Tiptoe can't make it through some sort of like sneaky area.
I told you, Tiptoe will be distraction, and you're going to be the one probably actually doing the stealth
She's gonna
element
be a
of
really
it.
bad rogue. She's not good at most of her job.
So let me do Elf Wildborn. Nice. Oh, I guess for Ren actually. So we've got Dracona is your ancestry. What sort of community are you vibing with?
I mean, there's so many here. I want to like
There's
read
so
through
many.
each of them properly.
You don't. Yeah, you don't have to choose for now. We can We can
Circle
decide that
back.
between,
Yeah.
either circle back in a minute, or we can just decide.
I think
off
flavor-wise,
screen.
I'm Frostborn because I think I'm a sort of ice breath dragon.
So your
I mean-
name is Ren Drago, the Flame Wing, but you're an ice dragon.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, hold
there
on a
is
minute.
failing going over here.
Good.
That's so
That's
true.
so perfect.
Could somebody say
maybe I
outcast?
defected or something. Yeah. Or maybe I'm like I'm the little engine that couldn't. You know.
Aw,
Yeah,
I like
flame
that. That's cool.
I'm trying to learn how to flame breathe, but I can't. You know, I can only ice breathe.
That's really cool. I like
That
that. a lot.
literally
Really
reminds
hard.
me of the book from Julia Donaldson. It's a kid's book called Zog, and there's literally a page where the dragon teacher's teaching the kids, and she goes, "Breathe out fire, not snow." And it's like it's just immediately my brain has gone straight to that line in that book. So good. Okay, we'll pop you down as a Frostborn for now. If you want to change that, absolutely can do. We can sort of like preface people on any little character changes ahead of doing the quick start on that day. Owen.
Yes. So I'm sad because the one I want to be is locked, but maybe it won't be locked in the next one when we do our next
Literally
session.
pick whatever you'd like, 100%.
I was going to be a simia, so an anthropomorphic monkey.
Nice. They are very cool. There's what I'll do is I can even probably send you just a picture from the book
Sick.
for now, and then we'll figure out the unlock stuff. But yeah, it talks a lot about how they sort of use their body and move and stuff, which is great.
Perfect. And I was going to go for the community's reborn, which is once a part of another community but can no longer remember it, which allows me to
Nice.
use somebody else's community ability once per session. And when I do, that person gains a hope. It also then has a
That's so
caveat where it's like once you've discovered the community you were a part of, or when you've joined a new community, you can like swap that card out permanently for something else.
Oh,
That's cute.
That's
awesome.
nice. I like that.
Yeah.
So we'll go for reborn. Nice. I like that it leads into the whole not knowing the surname thing as well. That's fun.
Yeah.
Little detail. I see it weaving together.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that says add a transformation. That's the void stuff. So that is.
Yeah, that's like vampire and werewolves and stuff, it looks like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I didn't pick one.
Tiptoe.
So the whole reason I started making this character way back in like the start of summer was because I love the goblin design in Daggerheart. I think they're so cute. They're very bat-like, and I think they're adorable. So I want to do a goblin. Goblin is also locked right now. So down the road.
Oh, we can
figure
do
out
that. We'll
goblin.
have this unlocked by the time we do the quick start.
Yeah.
100%.
That's the plan is to do goblin. And then for community, I'm kind of between Slyborn and Wanderborn.
Ooh.
So Wanderborn is locked, so I don't know what specifically is in that, but Slyborn gives me advantage on rolls to negotiate with criminals, detect lies, or find a safe place to hide. So
Wanderborn is saying, so for some reason it's not locked for me, which is bizarre.
bizarre.
So Wanderborn is being a part of a Wanderborn community means you've lived as a nomad, forgoing a permanent home and experiencing a wide variety of cultures. You've got the nomadic pack, which is added to your inventory, and once per session, you can spend a hope to reach into this pack and pull out a mundane item that's useful to your situation.
that's
Is
so perfect.
that is tiptoe.
That's what we need. That's tiptoe.
That's
Okay.
tiptoe.
Wanderborn.
Wanderborn,
Sorry.
100%.
Tiptoe. Yes. Okay.
As I was like
Tiptoe.
reading the head in that sentence, I was like, oh yeah, that's it.
That's
it.
incredible. So both of mine are locked right now, but I do want to do Goblin and Wanderborn.
Goblin Wonderborn, perfect.
Yeah.
Do we have everyone? We got Elf Wildborn, Simia Reborn, Goblin Wonderborn, and Dracona Frostborn. Nailed it. We're done. Now this is
Nice.
the fun one. So we've got experiences. I think probably there are some questions that probably you guys can answer on those first two sections. So your description and background questions we'll maybe do in a moment. But I think for now, if we jump forwards to choose your experience, this is the thing that I think will be fun to flesh out now, because that'll be more, it'll be more forefront, I suppose, when we actually play. So you can basically now come up with two experiences, which are it can be very broad and very multi-applicable. So it's got some examples here of like bodyguard, con artist, quick hands, incredible strength. Or I prefer the phrases. So you've got chef to the royal family, or I won't let you down. These more kind of like, kind of overarching, almost like, I don't know, not even catchphrases. They're just kind of like rules to live by or your morals. So you can do really silly things, or you can do things that are a bit more specific. But what that will allow you to do is you'll be able to actually add, you can spend a hope basically to add a modifier to a role. So say you were trying to intimidate somebody, if you have an experience that's like, I don't know, in bodyguard, for example, you could say, oh, I want to spend 1 hope to add the bodyguard to this intimidation check. And it will basically do a +2 on top of the roll, which means you're more likely to succeed. So I guess it's just figuring out what you think would be fun for your character, whether you want to do backgrounds or phrases or skills. You can.
This is a
take
very
your
cool
pick.
mechanic.
It's really fun, and it's people can be very generous with allowing stuff to be applied to it as well. So don't worry about being too vague with it. Like if you can convince me and justify it to me in the moment that you think it does work in this scenario, I might be a little bit resistant on moments, but I think generally I'm probably going to let most things slide for the fun of it, because it's your hope at the end of the day.
I know one.
Yeah.
Can I have one that's called Pretty Please? Big doe eyes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pretty please.
I like that.
Please.
Pretty please. Yeah, I'll take that. Especially where the goblins have that. They have really big,
Massive eyes. Big
ginormous
ears, they're so
eyes.
Cute.
Where are they? The goblins again, just for context. I want to show it to people.
Big doe eyes. Puppy dog eyes.
Big eyes. Yeah, that one's great. I love Pretty Please.
The
That's
biggest
brilliant.
eyes you've ever seen in your entire life.
Like Puss in Boots from whenever he pulls off his hat and his eyes
Yeah.
just go so big. Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that. So we've got
Ears
Pretty
pulled back.
Please. Anybody else have their first one yet?
This is one I was stuck at. I didn't know at all what to do.
That's okay. Like, so remind me your character again. So we've got because I know all the stuff that you've chosen, but I don't know whether I've got the temperament of your character across yet.
I was thinking of like a shy character,
Okay.
so very like sort of on her own most of the time. I don't know if loner would be an experience that would work in any situation, but I was thinking about it.
I think we could use that. You know what I'm imagining immediately is I'm imagining Violet from The Incredibles has this ability to just sort of go out of sight. Like it's almost the opposite of All Eyes on Me. It's like, don't look at me. I feel like we could maybe apply that in a few places. So however you want to word that, if you do want it to be don't look at me or something else, that like it's up to
Chat
you.
said fly on the wall, which is a cool concept. I don't know if
Ooh.
that fits Cherri, obviously, if that doesn't.
I
that's not the
do
vibe
like
of it.
that. I'll write it down as that. I like that.
As what? Fly on the wall.
Yeah, fly on the wall.
Okay, I like that. Let me jot that down.
Little
again-
tiny guy that's just listening around.
It's the.
I'm sad that there's only. Oh, sorry, Martin.
No,
you go.
you go. You go.
I was going to say, I'm sad that there's only space for 2, because I
Yeah.
feel like this is really when the character starts to get fleshed out in a way.
I believe as you level up, I think you begin to add experiences. I could be wrong on that. I know that later on you get access to more. Yeah, there we go. Chat saying you get more later on. So yeah, that's
Okay,
exciting.
It'd be interesting if like when people will level up and they get more experiences, do they just take them from the backstory before the party formed, or do they take it from like the events that have happened in the campaign dictate the experiences moving forwards?
I would say, I'd say you come in as a level 1 character with your life experience up to that point. But if you've gone through something particularly traumatic or a real growth moment and stuff like that, we can 100% pull from like 'cause
Someone
again,
else in chat.
it's experience. You know what I mean? Like it's
Someone
all
else in
there.
chat said wallflower, which I think I'll change the fly on the wall to because I think it
Nice.
fits
So
the like nature
pretty.
theme more. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's nice.
I think that adds a little
So
bit
I
more
think-
to like the stealth as well, like the ability to
Yeah.
fall away into the background or to be present but not seen.
Which I also think is really funny because visually I'd been picturing her as like really tall and thin.
nice.
So she kind of like you could like she's taller than most people, so like you kind of your eyes would draw to her, but she's just like so shy and just like wallflower that she's just in the background. You don't really notice her.
nice.
So I think I'm gonna go with wallflower and animal whisperer for my experiences.
Animal Whisperer,
Nice.
fantastic.
Love
Okay,
that.
Animal Whisperer, sweet. Rendiggity Dog, do you have an experience or a trait or a background or a specialization you want to throw in there?
I will try and describe this. So the first experience is going to be, do you know who my father is?
Nice.
That's beautiful.
Don't you know who I am?
Yes, exactly. And the story of this character is that he's a spoilt rich kid, perhaps a prince or something of the Dragonian royal lines.
I do hope you
And
realize
he's
that you're going to be called Dracona Malfoy. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be Dracona Malfoy for sure.
Well, he's escaped the clutches of his royal life to prove himself to his father.
Nice.
But he does often use or expect the humanoids to know how royal he is. But of course, no one really knows anything about him. But he sort of expects respect, but doesn't always get it, I suppose.
Nice.
The second one is going to be No One Left Behind. So
Nice.
despite him being
nice.
a little bit of a rich kid idiot, he is also extremely empathetic and wants to make sure that everyone lives and will do whatever it takes to make this happen.
That's awesome.
And hopefully, through these actions, prove to his dad that he is worthy of the throne or whatever.
Daddy issues, of course. Daddy issues. That's good. I like those. Okay. Let's go around to Owen. 'Cause
Yes,
I've not got any
I'm-
from you yet.
I've written a few. I think I've decided on them. A few of the discarded ones was empty the bottle, fill the fists.
Nice.
And balance is a suggestion was another one, which I've now changed. I've changed balance as a suggestion to wobble and weave.
Wobble and weave. Okay.
Don't know where that's going to come into play. I'm sort of trying to like imply that he's kind of like trying to catch smoke. Like any time that an enemy of sorts is trying to like grapple him, whether it's like the law or an actual like morally evil person, they get like incredibly frustrated over their inability to actually like contain him in one space because he's just sort of like weaving around and
Yeah.
stuff.
There's like a
and
real
then-
restlessness to it, and
Yes,
it
yeah.
works for and against him in different scenarios.
Yeah, and then the
Nice.
other one was unbreakable spirit.
Nice. Cool.
Which is a pun because I couldn't avoid the concept of filling in alcohol in there. So yeah, those are the two.
Nice. I like
Love
that. And then to go along with Pretty Please, do we have a second one for Tiptoe?
For tiptoe. I'm thinking. So I'm kind of struggling with the second one. The one I was kind of toying because my first thought was like, oh, I know just the thing. Like I've got a thing for that. But if I have that with like Wanderborn, and I have an ability that gives me something to pull out of my pack anyways, I kind of want to do something like, oops, gotta go, and it's some sort of like navigation evade, like just running.
Nice.
escape
I like
type
that.
thing that could maybe like help the party like all weave through alleyways and stuff. Maybe loudly, I don't know. but
Nice. I like
panic
that. So
running.
a fun thing in Daggerheart is that if you do things where the group moves as a collective, so say for example you were trying to flee a situation, Oops Gotta Go would probably work really well, and you could be nominated as the lead person. So the idea is when you do a
Yeah.
group role, you will do the role for the group. So say it's like an agility role or something like that. And then everybody else also does the role. And depending on if they're successful or not, whether they roll with hope or fear, it will then basically add a +1 or a -1 to your roll. And then dropping in Oops Gotta Go will add a +2 if you wanted to spend that hope. So yeah. And also you can use it for disengage, for navigating quickly. Like I can imagine a lot of hustle and bustle with it. I can just imagine just like,
Yeah.
you know, like going along like this. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yes.
Nice. So we've got Pretty Please, Oops Gotta Go. We've got Wobble and Weave, Unbreakable Spirit, Wallflower, and Animal Whisperer. And we have Do You Know Who My Father Is? And No One Left Behind. These are great. I love these characters already. There's no way we are just
So excited.
using them for one teensy quick start adventure like this. This is a vibe. I love it. Connections. Okay, so where is it? There is a portion where we need to sort of talk about whether there are any pre-established connections between any of the players and stuff. I don't know where exactly within this Nexus part it falls, but I think I would like that just from my end to know: are you a ragtag group that's been thrown together, or not? Or is it one or two of you know each other? Like, how did you come to be that you were a collective?
I feel like it heavily depends on what the first adventure is, in a sense.
So, if memory serves correctly, the first adventure is you've been tasked with going to a town that is deep within a woodland by basically the royals of a prior location. So that's basically what it is. So it's a team that's been assembled, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you know one another, but maybe one or two you do, or maybe you've just heard of each other in passing. It all depends where you think you would sit.
I have an idea.
In people's heads.
Maybe Ren, Drago, and Tiptoe are friends. Maybe Tiptoe used to work in the palace, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe
that's cool.
Or I
was
tried
like-
to steal something off of you one time, and you're
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
something
bless
like
your
this.
heart. You're just a little guy. Come on."
Yeah, and we both decided to escape this palace together, right?
Yeah.
To like go find adventures outside of this.
I love that. I think that would be
This
super
world.
cute.
So Drago
The goblin and the
Tiptoe.
dragon, right? Like I can imagine Tiptoe like riding on the shoulder of the dragon,
Absolutely.
jingling along.
It's not just the goblin; it's the whole backpack as well.
It's the whole backpack.
Yeah,
Red Drago's never
sense,
skipping
right?
leg day. Jeez.
Like when
Yes.
Tiptoe's getting really tired,
Yeah.
he
Pick
just
up the
like
backpack and-
scoops her up, you know, and like just like holds her in her hand or
I
whatever, in his
love
hand, and just
that.
carries the
Trying
little
to,
goblin.
trying to think how
around.
Marlowe might have
That's so
connected
cute.
to all of this, or
Yeah,
like
that works.
why he would be going along. The only like thing, because it seems like we're a pre-established group if the quest is like go to town as a collective. So there needs to be,
Right.
I guess, like a reason as to why we are all choosing to go there together.
Let me pull up the quick start again. I'm trying to remember the introduction premise of it.
Well, it kind of makes sense that Red and Drago and Tiptoe like flee the palace and then meet either of you on their journey somehow.
For you
right?
guys,
Like,
yeah.
along-
Something that I'm toying with is the concept that like a bottle of booze fell out the backpack of Tiptoe once, and Marlowe has just been like, he's just riding that potential, like
following
surely
behind,
another
yeah.
one.
Oh my
Yeah, like
gosh.
he's not. I almost envision in the first session that's when you're first actually going to turn around and be like, why are you following us? And that's like
Yeah,
the
that's
first time you
yeah,
actually speak to
I
each
love
other.
that.
There was a person who their dog found like a croissant under a tree one
Yes.
time, and this dog goes back to this tree every single walk, and every so often she plants a croissant in the tree so that this dog gets really excited and like gets a croissant on the walk.
That's Marlowe.
Also-
He's the dog and the croissant.
So good. I had a suggestion
Okay.
that Tiptoe's backpack has straps on both sides so that Rendrago can just pick up the backpack and wear it on the other
Like
side.
picking him up by the
Nice.
scruff.
Yeah, yeah.
and then,
Just
and then
That's
body, ball, body.
That's so good.
Oh my
I
god.
was
Okay,
also
cool.
thinking
So-
for my character, what like drags her to you guys was also something in the backpack. Cause I'm like having her like super caring about like all like little like bugs and plantation or whatever. So there's like a bug stuck at like the bottom of your backpack, and she's like too scared to like mention it, but she's following you around so she can try to get it out.
Nice. I like that.
I love that.
I
yeah.
can't believe this goblin hoarder is the linchpin of this entire dynamic.
I made a
Yeah.
character. I thought I was gonna tag on.
Yeah,
playing
that's
a
awesome.
little goblin.
Cherry, maybe it's like a little spider or something that like.
Yeah, it's like a
dangles
little
out of the
spider at
backpack
like the
every
bottom
now
of the
and then.
backpack, and she could like hear it kind of like screaming for help, and she's like,
Yeah.
excuse me, excuse me. Never
This is
mind,
super
it's
whimsical.
fine.
This is
It's
super
got like
whimsical, and I
a
like it.
dragonborn and a goblin that just turn around. Like, can we
You're
help
just like,
you?
excuse me, and they turn around, and she's like, it's okay, it's
Never
fine.
mind.
Very
like
good.
this.
Nice. So we've got the
Because,
connections
dragon
there.
and the dragon and the goblin leave together and go on you know, they're on this path that they just follow every day and then camp at night, and then along the way a bottle drops out at some point, and and suddenly like we've
picturing,
got
like-
somebody following behind, and then we sort of go through a swamp and there's a witch who suddenly spots a rare spider dangling out of the backpack, and then there's two following behind, and then at some point we turn around and we're like, hello, we know you're following us, like what's
I'm
going on
picturing
here?
this, like, also at like a rest or whatever, you put the backpack down, and there's someone digging. They're digging into it for alcohol.
Yes.
The other girl is whispering at it. She's like, "I'm gonna get you out of
You're
there.
okay now. You're safe.
I'm gonna
Everything's
get you out of
okay."
there."
Oh, so good. We'll have to figure out
Excellent. Yeah,
how
this
we're
is
going to
great.
weave. What I'll do is I will try and weave all of that into the beginning of the quick start. So is the idea that those stories you've just told have already unfolded, and you're now a group as of the beginning of the quick
think so.
start. Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
And then I'll basically
can do
find a
that.
way of you guys having been tasked with going to. Basically, the story is that you're headed to a little village within something called the Sablewood, which is called Hush. So we'll figure out the way of setting you on that journey to head in that direction, which will be good. Also, it may be a case of just having to refresh your page. I did see people in chat saying that they have shared the books to us.
Okay. I'll
Which
have a
is
look.
really helpful. Captain Cosmo in chat has apparently
Oh
done
my
that.
gosh.
Thank
yeah.
you so much.
So
Wow.
thank you,
That's
Cosmo.
amazing.
Awesome.
Did
That's
you
really
just guess our usernames?
I know,
How
that's
did you
what I
do
was
that?
wondering. Like,
Yeah.
Did you just guess?
does everybody have them? Can everybody see everything?
Yeah, Simeon
Oh my
is
god, yeah.
unlocked now.
now? That's very
Got
cool of you,
everything.
Cosmo.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Thank you,
That's very
Cosmo.
generous of
you.
you. Thank you so much.
That's really kind.
Most
Most
of
of
use the same username.
yeah, we do. Yeah. God,
I'm
maybe
the only
subbies
problem.
attack. Have you got them as well, though, Gracie? You can see them.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
They were in my
fantastic.
chat. We've already chatted.
Nice.
Oh, this is perfect. This is so
So
cool.
I think aside from that, then there are some other questions on here as well, which I think I would let you guys flesh out off stream, and I can read through the character sheets. We don't need to level anybody up, so that's that. So I think now, if you click on level up or character sheet on the bottom left corner, then your character sheet should now be available
Yeah,
on the
done.
old Nexus.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's all there.
yeah,
All
nice.
there. Oh, that's wonderful.
So if you've got armor slots, you'll see that those will have armor slots available, and you use your plus and minuses to do stuff. If you don't feel like rolling physical die at the time as well, in the bottom left of that page browser, you can basically
You can
roll
also
duality.
share the link for it as well. So
Oh,
we can all
cool.
have our characters there.
I did
Oh, that's
see, now that the character sheets are done, we can maybe share them publicly as well after the stream. But do people have an idea of what their character looks like? I saw people in chat already saying, like, I need, like, character designs and, like, clothing and the like.
I have
just for...
an idea, but I
art
haven't gotten the
reasons.
chance to like doodle it yet, but I will.
Okay,
If I
nice.
paste the link, will I get snapped
If what, sorry?
in chat? Well, if I paste a link
Oh,
in
in my
chat,
chat.
will it?
Let
will it grab me?
Yeah, it will do. Give me 3 seconds.
There.
Just simply mod Owen's juice. It'll be fine.
That's true, actually. Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, just give us all swords. It'll work out, surely.
There we go. In fact, I'm going to just do that for all of you. Hold on. Mod Gracie, mod.
I don't know how to
Randall.
equip your weapons to the sheet, though.
Are they not on there by
if you go to
default?
equipment, you can click. There's a little square on the right side of each thing. You can equip it there. You've got to
Oh, yeah.
tag.
Oh, I
Tag
see.
it on, and then it loads like your armor and your weapons and stuff.
Cool.
Chat, this is the basic I think image that Daggerheart uses for simians, but it's also a good indication of the species that I'll be playing, which I believe we agreed was a marmoset. I think someone in chat said that.
Ooh, that's fun.
So that's the type.
Oh, that's very cool
so
as
yeah.
well.
But
Oh,
he's nowhere near that well kept or that geared.
It has a real like almost like a certain kind of like lemur vibe about it.
Yeah,
We saw a few of those at the zoo yesterday, and that was very exciting.
that's cool.
You share. I'll
Sweet.
share with
I think we've kind of got everything. Like, I'm going to open up like Cherri's character sheet, because I've not actually sat down and made like a full character just yet. So I want to see what one looks like when it's populated. And if you guys have got any questions and stuff about certain mechanics, like some stuff I do remember, some stuff I'll have to brush up on. But yeah, it's
I need to find the
I
button
actually,
for
I do have to
sharing.
skedaddle, but I did write stuff in my details.
Nice.
I'll add to my details for sure.
So I'll just leave because I gotta go like right away.
Yeah,
No
no
worries.
worries.
But thank you for Daggerheart. This was super fun.
No,
This
no
is so
worries.
exciting.
People in
Nice.
chat
See you
are
later.
asking when we're going to do the
Everyone.
first session, but we will
Bye.
figure that out. We're going to coordinate between ourselves when we're going to do the first session. Hopefully, it's within like the next week and a bit, 2 weeks maximum, whilst the characters are fresh in people's minds, and gives me a little time to brush up on everyone's capabilities with their characters and domains and all that sort of stuff, and then I will give myself a once over of the quick start adventure again, and then we'll play it out from there. I may deviate from the quick start a little bit, just sort of let things drift in directions where it may, like if the character, if the players are deciding they want to spend longer in towns, or if they want to do some stuff in the woods and stuff like that. Like I'm gonna just kind of yes and through a lot of it. I think that'll be fun. I get the impression that we won't have any downtime. If anything, we will have a short rest, I think, during it. Just so you guys have got an idea of like how much to spend on armor slots and stress and all that sort of stuff. So we may not even get your like short rest capabilities inside of there. But yeah, so Owen, you've done it's a marmoset,
Yeah,
and it's a simia. Have you got any descriptors, Gracie, for how
I'm filling out the description for Tiptoe. Definitely like soft teal-ish color, hair and skin, big brown eyes, big ears, little gal with a big backpack full of a whole lot of stuff. And
Nice.
then outfit, she's probably like, if she's traveling with Rendrago, who is of very noble descent, probably keeping like kept enough, like fairly well kept with like clothes. But just probably something a bit flouncy, easy to move in. I haven't thought too hard about that, so it can kind of be anything.
Yeah. I think some people are
she's
just
just a
stoked in
goofy
chat and they're
gal.
wanting to like doodle already, which is fun.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this. I love Tiptoe so
I mean,
much.
what would be
Tiptoe.
really cool is if we got to if we get to whenever we do the quick start and stuff, if people already have fan art that they particularly enjoy, we should use the Daggerheart card creator to just make like assets for the stream. Like we can have like the things pop up. So like if you see this chat, I keep pressing the wrong stream deck. But this card creator is so dope, and you can change everything on it. So you can upload a custom image.
That's so cool.
You can put the name.
That's
you can
cool.
populate the text as you want. So like, if we could make some of these ahead of it, like during the starting soon screen, maybe the break in the middle, we can have these character cards come up and a description, and maybe like a little QR code people can scan if they want to look at the character sheet in real time as it's updating and changing.
I'd be so down for some fan art for the actual.
I have a
like,
sketch
pictures.
of Tiptoe already.
Nice.
Awesome.
Apparently, if I will share it in chat.
Awesome.
But I've gotten a sketch of her.
Can people see it
Oh my
or?
God. Yeah,
Okay.
it's on Twitter. I'm gonna pull it up and put it in your chat as well.
Wow, peeps move so fast.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
gosh. Okay, let me double check this.
How do you equip your weapons and your offhands in this?
That's in the equipment section.
So you've got kind of like the
Alright.
top third initially, where you've got like primary, secondary, and you've got experiences and HP and stress. And then the next kind of main block of the browser beneath, it says effects and features, equipment, details, and journal. You go inside of equipment, and then you can just tick box on the side of them on the right hand side.
I
Do you see that? You got it?
After the first session, when we inevitably come up with whatever our party name is, can we use that as the hashtag so we have like a collated space for all
Yeah,
the like
100%.
thoughts and stuff?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm
Is
so
that something you
excited.
just want to decide during the flow of it, or do you want to establish it prior?
Open to whatever the rest of the party wants. I think because Cherry's not here, it will be difficult for us to come up with one now.
Yeah,
But I guess
100%.
if we come up with one ahead of time, maybe then that means that we can go into it being like, oh, as you watch the like session 1, feel free to share your thoughts with like this hashtag or whatever.
Yes,
Could be
yeah,
fun.
yeah. And what I'll do is I will actually update the overlays that I've created, because I just whipped those up quickly today, and we'll have spaces for like art showcase and hashtags and
Nice,
stuff
fun.
like that. Like I'll try and make it seem professional. I've just got to try and figure out how the bloody GM now. I've never done it before. I've played
I
2
believe in you.
sessions of D&D ever in my life, and that's it. I've never GM'd anything. I've only played as a player like twice. Like that is it.
We're starting fresh. We're all on the same
Yeah.
level
Yep.
with Daggerheart, so it's on. I hope it's less intimidating for you.
Yeah, I
feel
think
like
I
it
think because
should
it's
be
more
super fun.
improv based, and I've got somewhat strong improv skills, and I can do silly characters and voices.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping
Dude,
that
you've,
will.
you've done
Yeah.
such a good job today. Like you've guided us through this. I was pretty overwhelmed by all the info, but like I feel I've had a couple of great DMs, and you're definitely on the path to being a great DM for sure.
Yay.
You got what it takes,
Absolutely.
man. Like you're calm, you're chill, you come across like you know everything about the game when you probably don't know that much. But that's all that it takes, right? You've
That's
got to
all you
come across
need.
as like the whole thing inside out.
That's the thing. I think all I need to learn is what we're going to use. I could try and consume the whole rule book, but if I just go, well, this is the quick start adventure, this is what my players can do, and this is what the adversaries they face can do.
Totally.
Then I will have that down. I will know that inside out for sure. So going into this into the quick start, I will feel confident with that. I'm pretty sure.
Awesome.
I think the next step for me before we actually establish a date for when we're going to do it is I want to make sure I've got the tech down for how to do the maps. And because we're using the official Daggerstart quick start, I think there's been some people who have done fan maps, which is so helpful. So,
cool.
So we'll actually be able to utilize those. It's about figuring out how I want to bring those into OBS and how you guys can see them and stuff like that. So
I'll message you later about that. I might be able to help a bit.
So chat. So expect a date somewhat soon, hopefully in the next week or two. Live series is done with now, so I'm freed up a bit, so I can actually focus on making this good. And then I'm sure in the future, Owen, if we go beyond the quick start, I'm going to be picking your brain. I obviously know Mark Humes as well, so I'm going to get some story writing tips for doing beginning, middle, end of a one shot. But I think this could be really fun, and I think this group's good as well. I think
So
this group's got silly, goofy, but I know all of you can do angst and drama and stuff. Should the need arise, which is why I picked you guys.
I actually once played a character called Silly Goofy.
Really?
Spelled SYLLEEGOO with an umlaut PHE.
Are all
She
of
was also a goblin.
Are all of the characters you've
Silly
ever chosen been 2 words just smushed together?
No,
Tiptoe,
no.
Silly
just
Goofy.
my goblins. Just my goblins.
I like that though.
I
That's a
play other
consistent naming
characters.
convention. That's good.
It works. It works.
That's
Silly
amazing.
Goofy. Very fun.
I know Mark Humes is such a flex that if I know it, I should tap into those resources. Why not? Why not? I know they've been doing some one shots as well of Daggerheart. So if anybody wants to consume some Daggerheart between now and then, Age of Umbra has a very dark and sort of gothic kind of vibe, but the High Rollers guys, they did some Daggerheart one shots set in their world of Althea, which is their D&D campaign that they do. And the beauty of Daggerheart is it is really malleable. So they were just able to go, yeah, we're just going to transfer these characters into these classes and boom, away we go. And some of them made new characters specifically for that one shot. So if you want to consume something between now and then, get an idea of combat flow and stuff like that. We'll probably go slow with combat when we do the quick start adventure, so that this is why we did the session 0 live, is so everybody can learn together at the same time as us, so that nobody feels too at a loss or out of their depth when they're watching it and stuff. Then that is the plan, which is good. So
Awesome.
We will keep you all posted. I will sign off here from you guys on the call, and I will see you again hopefully in the very, very near future.
Hopefully in the near future.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you again soon.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Oh man, well that's exciting. That's very, very exciting. We have got a lot of stuff together there. That didn't take as long as I thought it would. I did guesstimate it would take about 2.5 hours, and we've come in at like 1:46, and that's including intros as well. But yeah, dude, I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be really cool. At least I've got now my bullet points of who is what's their background, how do they know one another. And I know the quick start adventure relatively well because I played a bit of it with some of you guys in chat last year. So I remember some of the narrative beats, if you will. So it's pretty cool. I'm really pleasantly surprised at how many people turned up to the stream today as well. I guess maybe where this is more of an entry level thing, it's people probably feel up for giving it a go and giving it a watch and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Like we've got like 400 of you over on YouTube. We've got nearly 500 on Twitch. Like this could be really cool. Like this could be really fun. This is, I'm excited about this. I'm glad everyone's wanting to give it a go and give it a listen. Thank you very much for those of you in chat today, by the way, who have been like chipping in and reminding me about the rules and stuff like that. Like I said, I read the rule book a month or so ago now. Some of it has left my head and I've not been able to play in anything with it. So some stuff will be a little bit hazy and everything, but I will have like combat down. I will have all of my players' information fully tracked and understood. And then, yeah, we'll just sort of hit the ground running with it. Like I said, my aspiration isn't to do some big, long campaign because I don't think I have the author capabilities to do that. I would just like to do lots of one-shots. And like I've said previously, I would love to do some set in the Misadventures world. I think that could be really fun because that is a real, tangible environment that we've already been building within. Like I would love to get Sausage in, and I'd love to get, like, you know, some other people in, because Misadventures SMP is inspired by D&D. Like literally Lizzie was like, this is like D&D and WoW, and I want to build this RPG world. So I totally want to do that. Like as soon as I saw Sausage doing the where was it, doing the Ribbits, sorry, doing his like frog spawn shop earlier on, I was like, oh my god, like this is Sausage's character. Like Sausage could totally play a Ribbit. I could so see him doing that. So I think it'd be really cool. It'll be good. So yeah, so like we'll you know, we'll do this. We'll get a vibe for it. Like what I would look like the realistic goal for me is to do the quick start. Hopefully I feel comfortable as a GM, and then from there I'm just gonna try and write just a handful of one-shots and maybe take these characters and these players on numerous adventures, not even necessarily leveling them up. We'll just do them fresh each time with those characters. We'll probably have some overarching story to help weave it along to make it feel concise, and to make it feel like it's continual. You've been lurking today. Hello, Sausage. Getting to learn before we do it next time. Yes, Sausage, I definitely want to get you in on the session because you would be a very fun player. Guaranteed. Absolutely guaranteed. I would love to have you at a table to do some stuff. Short stories, not a novel. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A Daggerheart channel on the Discord. I mean, I suppose we could. Or do we do it as a thread, maybe? Let's have a look. If we go into the Discord, I feel like it might work better as a thread. Should we? Oh, it's a thread already. Is it within the gaming channel or is it within? Oh, there is. Yeah, we do. We have one inside of here. We used it when we did the little playthrough before. Hello. Yeah, if you go onto Discord and go to gaming, and then there's Daggerheart Chatter is a separate one. What I'll do after this stream is I will tweet out the links to everybody's character sheets as they stand right now. And I'm sure they're all going to make tweaks and changes to them with the stuff that got unlocked and everything, which will be pretty cool. And yeah, that's the vibe. That's what we're going to do. So I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be really, really fun. I think this is something that writing a one-shot shouldn't be too overly difficult. You write your combat scenarios, you write the in-betweens, and you round it out as the players are going through it. Like, I feel like that could be an achievable thing for me to have a different style of content. And we'll just go from there with it. We'll see what we can do. It's the sort of game I've always wanted to play. Like D&D, I love the concept of it. I've even bought, like, if you look back here, I've got literally... I've got the essentials kit. I've got the starter set. I'm sure I've got some other resources, and I've just never put them to use, like, ever. So like I've literally spent the money and like wanted to get into it so badly and just never did. And I thought Daggerheart was such a fun entry point to try and do that. Also like the idea of D&D, but it's so darn complex. That's why I like this, because this isn't particularly complex. So like, you know, so I guess we can go through a couple of the little rules and bits now. I'm trying to think if there's like a way that I can sort of show it or demonstrate it, but I guess maybe I can't. But the idea is that when you're in a combat situation, you make sure you're within range, and then you go, I want to attack that enemy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to roll 2d12. So like if I bring up this screen here, there we are. I need this scene actually, but minus the 4 other cameras. What I'll do for now is I will populate them with avatars so that they are all there. There you go. It really makes me laugh, actually. I didn't notice this when I made it, but it looks like Gracie is in Owen's shirt, which is really funny. I just didn't realize that at all. But yeah, basically you do your roll. So you click on roll, which you can't really see under there properly. Can I move this window? You can't. Maybe if I maybe if I move the window around a teensy bit, because then it'll actually sit there properly. I didn't even think about that. That one there. Yeah, look, there we go. So I can move this to here. And then, yeah, basically you will do a roll, boop, and it will go. I mean, that was a pretty decent roll, actually. That's a 17. You got 9 hope and 8 fear. And there are different scenarios where you will roll with advantage or disadvantage, which we'll get into as and when those situations arise. But usually, if I remember correctly, I think it works like this in Daggerheart. When you roll with advantage, is it you roll twice and take the better result? And then if you have disadvantage, you roll twice and then you take the worse one. I think that's how it works. And then basically, if I pull up like a character here, like an adversary, let's have a look. So adversary is basically the word they use for monster. An adversary is just like something you would attack. So say, for example, we have got a... let's have a look. In fact, where is the full list of adversaries? We might even just be able to find them on here, actually. Game rules, adversaries. Here we go. Nice. Let me unzoom the page because it's all super zoomed in. You can do it by tier as well. So let's do that. Let's order them by tier. I mean, even just an acid borrower. There you go. All right, cool. So what was it we rolled again? We rolled a 17 with hope. So what you would do on your character sheet if you rolled with hope is you would click on hope over here. You press the plus and that would add a hope on to your collection and stuff like that. And then if it was a 17, so the difficulty for this character is a 14. So a 17 would hit. And then what Cherri would then do afterwards is Cherri would then roll... it doesn't actually has a weapon in there. But say, for example, it's a D10. So you would do a different kind of roll here. You click on roll a D10, click roll, and that would give you a 7. And basically that would do 7 damage, which to this character doesn't hit its second threshold. It only hits its first one. So if you're looking at the character sheet here, on that monster, the 7 would be here and the 15 would be here. So you'd have to do 15 or more to do severe damage, 7 or more to do major, and anything below 7 would be just minor damage. So in that scenario, it was only 7, wasn't it? So yeah, so we would only do 1 HP of damage here, which means that you go from 8 HP down to 7, and you continue onwards. And that's just basically how you do it. GMs use D20 instead of 2D12. Yes, yeah. And I think they mentioned that's because the bell curve is different. So for the GM, it's a little less favorable to use a D20. So if I was then running this monster, basically, I would do a roll to try and attack Cherri, for example. So Cherri's evasion is 10, which I don't know whether that's correct or not, but we'll give it a try. But as this monster, I would roll a D20. So I'd go D20, roll, and that is a 3, which obviously super duper low. Cherri's evasion is 10. That wouldn't work. But say, for example, I rolled a 12. That would mean that I do get to attack Cherri, and then I would roll 1d12 and add 2 physical to it. So you would literally just, as the DM, roll a d12. That is 10, plus 2 is your 12. And Cherri's thresholds, I don't think are correct there. But say, for example, it was like, I don't know, 6 and 12. If I did 12, that would actually be severe damage. And Cherri would have to mark 3 hit points on her sheet. And away you go. So it's really simple. You do 1 roll to check if you beat their evasion. And you do the second roll to simply say how much damage goes through. Once you've passed that evasion check, that difficulty roll, and you've succeeded, you will hit the monster. You will hit the player, whatever it may be. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's kind of like the most baseline of baseline things of how the combat works. And then stuff like moving. I think that's the thing I need to learn actually is how do you move into range? Because I know in D&D you can move a certain amount, or you can spend an action to move a bit further. I'm not 100% sure how that works. I think some people's agility affects how far they can roll. Stop it. You can hover over the finesse rolls to just do a roll straight away. Oh, that's so cool. So you just immediately do a roll. You can do an instinct roll and roll like that, and it automatically adds your pluses or minuses onto it. Very cool. That's great. I love that. A spotlight action is move into close range and action. Nice. Very, very good. So yeah, so basically that is where we are at right now. So I'm going to work on some more overlays so that the streams will look nice as we're doing it. At the moment, I am literally just cropping official official imagery from the Daggerheart website and just somewhat matching the color schemes and the choices and stuff like that. Not to try and make it look official, but I just think it will feel uniform that way. So yeah, you know, I've got my Photoshop thing over here, which is basically everything. So I can change all of these things. You know what? I forgot about the she/they on Cherri earlier on. I think I'd even asked them pre-stream as well about that, and I forgot to update that. I think I updated Gracie's name, and I was like, oh fuck, I've got to go live. It's live time. But yeah, so there you go. So I've built out some of these assets, and I can build out a couple more. I think the one that I need to think about is what I'm going to do with combat scenarios. My guess is that I'm just going to have this screen, right? Like when we're actually doing the combat, I think I will have this screen for combat, and then any other time when we're just generally talking among ourselves, will be on this screen. Like when it doesn't matter, like, you know, if we're in a tavern or if we're talking to an NPC and all that kind of stuff, I will just have this screen up because I think this screen works nicely for it. So yeah. In Daggerheart, you can move up to close from where you are. If you try to move farther, it's an agility roll. Move to close. Oh, right. Okay. So I see. So you do an agility roll. So say you're wanting to move far. So the ranges, if I remember correctly, it's melee, close. Oh no, it's melee, very close, close, far, and very far. Is that right? I'm trying to remember. Probably even just pull up the rules for that. Game rules. How would we find that? Rules. Here we go. Let's have a look in the rules real quick. Move. Action roll. Maybe if I put the word close. Move. I mean, surely moving should be in here, right? Moving. This GM move. Did we really reach the end of all the music? We actually did. We reached the end of the music. My God. Perhaps do Discord reactives to show who's speaking if not everyone has their camera on. Yeah, well, that's the thing. So Cherri normally does have a VTuber. But I think everyone's intending to be on Facecam for this, which is good. So I don't think we need to worry about that too much, which is nice. Where is it? Yeah, does anybody know what about Ren? I think Ren is planning on doing it as well. Worst case, I'll do a reactive for Ren as well, for sure. But yeah, if Ren doesn't want to do camera, doesn't have to. That's totally fine. Like, I basically just want everyone to be comfortable with what they're doing. Like, you know what I mean? If people don't want to be on camera, go for it. Like, you know, do your thing. I want this to just be as nice and light-hearted as possible. Right, let's have a look. So you've got action roll. Where does it talk about moving? Does anybody know which option that might be under? Also, why does the music keep stopping? Why do you keep stopping? Enable shuffle. There we go. Let's try that again. Also, I did not get to read any donations or any subs or anything today. Sorry about that. I was very much... I know that Cherri was on a bit of a time crunch, so I was trying to get through as much of this as humanly possible, as quickly as possible, which I think we managed to do relatively well. But yeah. Ah, Kuro, thank you for gifting to Cosmo. That's really kind. Did the character creation already happen? It did, yeah. I'm just trying to remind myself of a few little things. I just can't see where movement is. It talks about GM moves, but I'm trying to remember making moves. Here we go. PC makes a move. Blah, blah, blah. Oh no, that's taking an action to advance the story. That's not it. There is a movement rule, is there? I can't seem to find it. Oh no, wait, I saw it then. The moment it flickered away. All right, here we go. Moving close during action. So when you make an action roll, you can also move to a location within close range as part of that action. This location must be somewhere your character can plausibly reach. If you want to move somewhere beyond close range, but within far or very far, use the following rules. Okay. So moving far or moving as your primary action. If you're not already making an action roll, if you want to move farther than your close range, you'll need to succeed an agility roll. Okay. To safely reposition yourself. The GM sets the difficulty depending on the situation. And I've got the GM screen, which gives you like a rough idea on what to set these difficulties to. Where is it? So yeah, part of me wants to have this GM screen up, even though I'm doing this digitally, just because I just feel like it would be useful. You know what I mean? But it does say in here that like difficulty is 5 is very easy, 10 is easy, 15 is average, 20 is hard, 25 very hard, and 30 is nearly impossible. But even 15 sounds quite high. Like with 2d12, how often are you going to be pushing over that? In fact, wait, hold on. Because if you do an agility roll, you roll with 2d12, right, on an agility roll? Or am I wrong? You don't roll with a d20, right? Because I mean, I guess, I don't know. 2d12's average is 13. Okay. Yeah, I guess plus agility, and if somebody wants to spend a hope to help somebody and stuff like that, they can add a +1 to the person's roll as well. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we can do that. Adversary movements I'll look into as well for sure. So when it says a primary action, so does that mean when you're spotlighted, you can only move, like if you, sorry, by that I mean you can move within close range and still do an attack, but if you're going far or very far, then that is considered your go, like that's your action. Am I understanding that correctly? So in that turn when you've been spotlighted, that's the only thing you can do. Pretty much, I think it's considered an action. Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, we can do that. Very cool. Very, very cool. But yeah, like I said, there'll be a lot of learning had during this. We'll get better at it the more we do it. Like, I'm going to be tapping into a lot of new stuff. I've never GM'd before, so that storytelling, like I think sometimes, I think I'm good at coming up with scenarios and stuff, but it's about whether I have I don't know if I have eloquent enough language to describe things going on. You know what I mean? But I'm really hoping I can. I'm hoping I can pull it off. But we'll see. We'll see. It could be a car wreck, but I think it's a nice group of people, so I'm not going to feel too bad about it, even if I am scuffing through it. You know what I mean? I'm basically just trying to not overthink it. I think I'm just going to do my thing. If I'm messing up or if my improv's weak, then it's weak. But yeah. The nice thing is you can ask your players what they see or smell. Yeah, I mean, it even mentions in the quick start adventure about doing that. Like, I will probably read some of these like text blocks verbatim, just so there's a little something to start things up and stuff. But yeah, we can definitely have the players help embellish those elements. I guess the thing that I need to figure out is how to get all these characters to where they're going, if that makes sense. So the premise of the story is that you're going to a town called Hush, which is in the middle of a woodland called the Sablewood. The thing I can't remember, I feel like I might have, it's not that I zoned out, but I was busy looking something up when Owen mentioned about how he came upon, at least I think it was Owen. I'm trying to remember how the party all found each other. It was Cherri was following Tiptoe because there's a bug that's stuck with a bag. And then it was God, I'm forgetting the character names already. And then Rendrago and Tiptoe knew each other previously. Oh, you know what it was? I think that was it. I think it was, I don't know. Actually, I think more of it. So Cherri's character's following them because the bug stuck on the bottom of the bag. And then why was Owen's character saw a bottle fall out of the bag? Okay. Saw a bottle fall out of the bag. But was Owen's character particularly interested? Oh, it's because a bottle of booze fell out once. Oh. Saw a bottle of booze fall out once. And basically is following for more, question mark. I'll ask Owen about that. And then Rendrago and Tiptoe, how is it they came to know one another? I feel like I missed that part as well. I can't remember with that one. Was it Tiptoe had tried stealing from Rendrago, got caught? Tiptoe was working for the royal family. I'll get notes on that. Tiptoe working for family, question mark. Or was it trying to steal from Rendrago? We'll figure that out. They didn't clarify. Okay, I mean, I can get some clarification from them. I mean, that might not even be particularly important to what we end up playing. I saw somebody saying that in the quick start that they would have the most magically inclined character do the role for Marlowe at the start of the adventure. So let me look at this. Where is it? Fielding questions, mechanics. That's about combat. That's more character sheet stuff. Chapter 1. Okay, here we go. So you read that bit. Strange sound in the distance. One of you is driving the carriage. Okay. Notice something. You find, yeah, that's the merchant cart. Yeah. Oh, I see. So this will be using your presence trait. So they do a presence roll. So they do a presence roll, okay. And then it tells you what to do on a success or a failure, and then it all plays out from there. Okay, cool. Sweet. Okay, yeah. What I'll do is I think it's going to take me a couple of days to really digest this and understand everything properly and pull it all together. But I think we got this. I think I can do it. I think I've got the. I think I'm capable. I think I'm capable. We can make it happen. Thank you very much for turning up today. I can't wait to see what people pull together with little headcanon artworks of the characters and stuff like that. I think that's gonna be really, really fun. Let me go ahead and pop a raid over to somebody. What day are we on today? Today is today is Wednesday. Okay. Silksong tomorrow. Tomorrow is Silksong, and then potentially I am not here on Friday, and then I think the weekend is looking open. So my guess is we'll probably do this first session sometime next week. So yeah, tomorrow Silksong, and maybe a couple days of Silksong before we then get into everything else. Following on from there, that's the plan for the next few days. Deltarune Chapter 5 tomorrow, huh? I thought Chapter 5 was next year. Oh, is Gracie doing Hollow Knight? Let's go raid Gracie then. Let's have a look. Oh, hell yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll raid Gracie. Perfect. We'll raid one of our players. Good luck, new GM. Thank you very much. I would try my best. It'll be a learning curve. I'm not going to get disheartened if I'm messing it up. I know that when I put my all into something, I can get better at stuff very quickly. I'm going to try my thing. But yeah, go and enjoy Gracie's broadcast. She's playing some Hollow Knight. I'll be live tomorrow to play some Silksong. And I'm going to go get to work on this character stuff. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, lore stream for the live series. Like, maybe this weekend. If I do stream on Saturday or Sunday, we'll probably do it then. And that's probably a good idea.